because I haven't seen Percy
And
Jackson.
we are live.
Brother. Oh, brother.
This dude out here yapping. I'm trying to get the show started, man. I'm playing. Welcome to the Loreverse live podcast, man. It's your boy Stevie Hayes, joined by Carter and Dallas. How you guys doing today, man? What's crack-a-lacking?
Good. How about you?
Really?
Living the dream, man. My baby is asleep. Just had some dinner, and I'm feeling good, man.
Dinner.
Don't worry about it, bro. Don't
What
worry
you
about
mean?
what I
Don't
said.
worry about it, bro.
Popeyes.
Just,
I'm
bro.
happy.
It
I had a
definitely was
burger.
Popeyes, bro.
I had a burger. I
had
didn't have
Popeyes.
Popeyes.
See,
I wish I had
hold on,
Popeyes.
Time out. Dallas. I literally offered to do burgers. Of course, you have Popeyes. I literally offered to do burgers like a couple of days ago, and he was like so adamant on not wanting a burger.
I didn't want one on Sunday.
You want your nasty little burgers? Your burgers
I
probably.
I
I
didn't
don't
want
want
one on
to hear it,
Sunday,
bro. I don't want to hear it
Let's
from
not
you right
pretend
now.
that you can cook. Let's not pretend that.
bro. I just
I
didn't want a
can.
burger on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Now I want cookies, but but
All right, bro.
so
Wild, bro.
yeah, man, but we are so happy to be on here today, and you know, we're just trucking along, man. So it's been a crazy day from like the superhero standpoint because the Spider-Man trailer got leaked, and let's just say it's been a fun day for us fans. Did you guys all watch it yet?
No, I don't spoil
guess
shows
I
for
did.
myself.
Well, you're gonna get spoiled today, bud. So we're gonna get into our first topic here, which is the Spider-Man leak trailer. So obviously, sadly, I can't play for you guys on here. But if you DM me on X, I'll send it to you. So DM me at the Loreverse, and I'll send you the leaked trailer. So at first, everybody thought it was AI. And then there's a guy on X named the Redacted Spider. He's pretty much like the leading guy on the internet when it comes to Spider-Man news. He at first said it's AI. Then he was like, "Oh," and then everybody was like, "Wait, what?" And then we found out that Sony was, actively trying to take down the channel, or they were actively trying to take down people that were posting the trailer. And if you guys don't know how this works in our space, whenever Disney or Marvel Studios or Sony is trying to take down a trailer, it's for a reason, because it's real. And so we actually saw a sneak peek of the Spider-Man trailer. So the sneak peek leak trailer was not the full trailer, but we got to see a good bit of it. So let's break down what we saw. So what we saw in this trailer really was just Peter Parker starting off, giving some dialogue, talking about the things that have happened. But I'm going to tell you guys the things that matter. Peter Parker is struggling and poor again. Peter Parker gave some really iconic Spider-Man poses. We got one where he was saving someone, where he's like holding the I think it was the criminal, or maybe he's saving someone. I couldn't tell. And then the second iconic scene was where we basically saw Spider-Man climb. I don't say climbing. He's kind of running up a glass skyscraper, and he's webbing up, and we see a crazy slow-mo with all the webs. It just looked insane. Another thing that was awesome is we got our first look at the Hand. The Hand is basically a ninja group, and he was fighting against like 10 ninjas, which is super insane. And we also got to hear Sadie Sink's character. She's definitely going to be a villain, but just don't know what she's playing. So we got to figure all that out. But all in all, the trailer, from what you can see, because you can't really see much, it looked pretty good, man. And I'm really excited to see what they're going to do. And this does feel like a brand new Spider-Man. Like this doesn't feel like the MCU Spider. Like this doesn't feel like the previous MCU Spider-Man that we've seen in the past 3 movies whatsoever. So Carter, I want to hear how you feel about this. Dallas, I know you didn't see it, so but I know you got something smart to say. So we'd love to hear what you guys think. But or Dallas, I want to send you the trailer right now, and you just mute up and watch it.
All right.
But Carter, how'd you like it, bro?
I love the trailer so much, even though you could barely really see much. But what you could see was incredible. Like fighting against the ninjas, like they're like all just jumping at him, and he's taking him like one on, like how you said, like 10. Like that's just so crazy. And then that scene where he's like, they took it like right out like the comic book cover, like of him like holding the guy while he's swinging. Like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. And after seeing that, that may be. I really hope so. It may be the best Spider-Man movie to come out ever. Like we are seeing, like how you said, an actual struggling Peter Parker. Like we are seeing him truly want to be Spider-Man, it seems like. And like we haven't seen much of like it didn't really like look like there's much of like Hawk or Punisher in it. But we did hear Sadie Sink's character. I think it may be Shathra. I think that's what it may be. If so, I think that is going to be really good. Like I think she is going to play Shathra very, very well. And I'm telling you, if we can get like Scorpion and all these other people, and especially she can start like mind controlling these people, oh my gosh, we are in for an incredible movie that is not going to be as grounded as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still in the air because to me, Sadie Sink's character she either has a really big impact on what's going to come with Secret Wars, or she's going to be really big for the movie. I just don't know because I mean they said that the bad guy was going to have mind control. Jean Grey could do that too. So I just don't know. And until they announce what her like who she's playing, that's when I'll have an actual like answer. But yeah, man. But I've been saying since Destin came on since Destin directed Shang-Chi that he is the best director at that studio, and him directing Spider-Man is putting the world on notice. The fact that he brought in Jackie Chan's choreography team, and to think that Jackie Chan choreographed 99% of the fights in this movie, we are about to see Spider-Man in a whole different playing field on a whole other level. I also think that Spider-Man is going to be in the mask for a lot of this movie as well. So we have a really
swinging too.
Situation going on. Yeah, bro. Dallas,
this movie is going to be incredible.
I agree. Dallas, how do you feel, bro, after watching it?
I'm just dumbfounded. Y'all surprised me with just how much glaze you can pile onto like a trailer. Like, oh my goodness. Oh, this movie's gonna be the best. This movie's ever seen. Oh my god. Anyway, the trailer was fine. I mean, it wasn't like anything super spectacular. Loki, you could barely see it. There's some cool poses, but I'm not like you guys. I don't get caught up on poses. Like it's weird. But I will say, like, all the cameos and everything has me like a little excited.
The things that you got excited over, but let's not go there. Hey, go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
the cameos. Shut up. The cameos have me like a little excited. You know, I'm excited to see how the anime, like the fighting and everything is. I think that it'll be like 10 times better. We've yet to see a Spider-Man that can actually go off and like, you know, carry, or just go off in general. But yeah, I'm just, you know, I think Sadie Sink's a good actor. I think she's one of like the better actors from Stranger Things, like probably the most popular thing she's from. I think she's a good actor. I think she was going to do her role well. It's, you know, it's fine. I don't know where all the glaze is coming from. Like, it's like, oh, this might be one of the better Spider-Man movies to ever grace the screen.
Well, I mean, it is definitely alleged that I'm jumping off, you know, but I love jumping off of a ledge because I'm not a journalist. We are broadcasters, which means that we can jump off of a ledge. Just like you saying the season 5 sucks, you know what I I and TikTok is barbecuing you for it. Like, we can jump off of a ledge. And, exactly. And like there's a lot of other creators in this space that think that they're journalists. Like, no, bro, like you work at Walmart, bro. You're not a journalist. Like, you just like to talk about superheroes. You know what I mean? And so huh?
WHB?
Yeah, right. So yeah, so
no one's worried about my opinion for real. Like, they gonna make their own.
TikTok will beg to differ, bro.
Well, I mean, that's because he gave the most atrocious opinion.
No. People, you got cooked too. I
did too.
Yeah, bro. Because you had a clip saying that everybody was going to get powers and Stranger Things, and they were like, "Yeah, he's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about." But
yeah, dude, that was retarded. I'm not gonna hold you.
Dallas, bro, you can't say that, bro. You can't say that live, bro. Okay. Anyways, so we are going to get to the chats here. So here. Extinction antagonist. Hey, I've been waiting for this, right? I'm back. Yeah, we're back. You're making me hungry for some Popeyes, man. Dude, I would love some Popeyes right now, bro.
We all know you would.
Shut up.
Yeah, for real.
What if I don't have X? If you don't have X, bro, just DM me on Instagram at Loreverse, and I will send you the trailer. Loreverse live pod. Have you ever seen or have you heard or seen that David Cornswell is following Brandon Sklenar? See, here's the thing, bro. I don't understand why everyone gets so hype about this. Why is this news? Brendan texts me saying, "Oh my God, Brendan is Batman." I'm like, off of a follow by David Cornsweat. Like, what I mean? That to me is crazy. I just don't, that's not worth the glaze to me personally. You know what I'm saying? Extending, yep. You can't take this guy serious. Exactly. He's still spitting facts. I guess you can. The name that Dallas took when he joined this, what was it? Dallas, I am never wrong. Like, what a brute for.
I'm not.
That was weak.
Yeah,
I'm
such
not
a weak
wrong.
name.
Sorry name.
It's not weak. It's just true.
Hey, man,
That's
weak.
those are Stranger
Okay,
Things clips
okay,
say
hold on,
otherwise.
hold on. All right,
Those
the last
Stranger
man
Things clips
standing.
are true.
You said what? Huh, Carter?
Okay, Carter Raisin, like shut up. Like,
All right.
bro, Carter dot Raisin, like stop talking to me. Like,
Yeah, facts. Your last name is Raisin. What a loser. Okay, anyways, next
What,
topic
bro?
here: Avengers Doomsday teaser trailer. So, another thing got leaked. Well, it's going to be in theaters this Thursday, but we got to see a early look at it, which was spoiler if you don't want to be spoiled, but you probably have. So, in theaters before Avatar, I think it's called Fire and Ash. Place. By the way, I am going to see Avatar. Just the trailer, and then I'm going to walk out because I can't stand Avatar. I think after the first movie, why do more? Topic for another day. But the trailer showed Steve Rogers riding in on a bike. We see him take his helmet off. It's a Captain America helmet. He puts his Captain America suit down when he first walks in the house, and we see him holding a baby, which is his child. And then when we hear the Avengers, the original Avengers score playing, which made me almost cry. And then the screen went black, and it said Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday. And bro, the internet yesterday exploded. Everybody went crazy. Now, someone like me, I wasn't really too hype because I have been covering, Steve Rogers coming back for the past, like, ever since I started this channel. So, like, I know all of the theories that's going around, and the fact that we know that, and the fact that we've already found out that Steve had kids months ago, and this finally confirms it, makes me really excited. So, I want to hear from you guys. How do you guys feel about the first teaser coming out? And by the way, we are getting 4 teasers. I'm pretty sure it's like each week we are getting a teaser trailer. Apparently, the next one is about Thor. I'm not sure, but we'll just have to see what happens. But I want to see where you guys kind of stand with Steve Rogers being the first teaser trailer and them announcing that he's coming back for Avengers Doomsday. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, I think it's good, to be honest with you. Like, we had a huge argument about it in our student group chat yesterday about some people don't think it's good for Marvel because they're like, you're just reusing old characters and everything like that. But like, let's be real here. Like, Marvel, like, to be honest with you, any superhero, like, you are going to continue to get the same person over and over again. They're going to continue to find ways to come back at some point. And that's all Marvel's doing. They're just doing the same thing that the comics do. And I think Steve Rogers him coming back is incredible. Like, especially him having a kid now. And if the whole like Doctor Doom like kid thing, like Doctor Doom's kid dying and he's coming over to come kill Steve Rogers now, like, that's going to play into it so much more because now Steve is definitely going to have something else to fight for at this point. And especially, I don't know, you said something about it. Maybe, just like in Young Avengers. I mean, maybe, I don't know though. But hey, we never know. But I will say it was not that much going on in it. But I do think we already knew Steve Rogers was coming back. We've known this for months. So this was nothing crazy new, but I'm more excited for when they do the X-Men teaser. That's what I'm more excited for because I'm curious how they're going to play into that and where they are at this point. Because we know they're in a mutant utopia, but like, what does it look like right now? Like, what is the state of it? Like, what is going on with it? And I'm just curious about really the X-Men at this point because everyone else we know about.
Yeah. How about you, Dal? How you feel about Cap coming back in Doomsday?
I don't like it.
Why?
I don't like it. I didn't like RDJ being recasted as Doctor Doom. I don't like Steve Rogers coming back as Steve Rogers. Like, dude, Carter made a very interesting point. Like, it's the comics. All the superheroes come back. That's what makes comics extremely annoying. Is that these characters don't stay dead or don't stay gone.
That's an L take.
So there's no room for anything. What did you just say to me? Are you talking when I'm
That's
talking? On your place.
No, you heard what I said.
your
That
place.
was an L take. That was an L
No,
take.
it's not an
and
L
you know
take.
it too.
We're just tired of these people continually coming back.
Why are you tired of people continually coming back? They're
Because
the
I've seen enough
characters
of this
that
guy.
people want
There's
to see.
there's so
They are
many
the
other
big
characters
characters
that you
of
can.
Marvel.
There's so many other characters. That's not even true. That's not even true. That's
I
not
mean,
true.
What?
I
There's so
would.
many other characters that you can cover.
So I would say that, bro, if it wasn't the multiverse. Like, I think that though, I think one of the main points. Number one, they should have never. Number one, Iron Man should have never died from the start. Cap should have never retired. Or at least one of them should have stayed. In my opinion, I think making Tony be the one to go is just stupid. I will forever say that you should have paid RDJ the bread he needs to stay. I'm sorry that was stupid. Now I do think we're in uncharted territory because we have never seen a cinematic universe function to this level ever in movie history. And so, what happens at post Endgame? I think it's a hard situation. Yes, they fumbled. Yes, they did a lot of things wrong. But the way that the comics work is that when characters die, they do come back. Now, the question that I have is
Okay,
like,
I'm not arguing that.
hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm
These
not
are
done.
movies.
Hold on, bro. But yeah, but I'm saying like the question that I have, bro, is after Secret Wars, what happens? Does this mean that we're going to recast a new Iron Man? Does this mean we are going to recast a new Cap? Because RDJ is pushing 60, bro. You know,
Yeah.
Chris Evans is in his mid to late 40s. These guys aren't going to be able to actually do this forever. So my hope is that we can get a recast of these characters, and if that means that Cap and RDJ take a back seat, or sorry, not RDJ, if it means that Cap and Tony Stark take back seats and they're still active, but they're not the main characters, and we see the Fantastic Four and the X-Men take more of the spotlight in the MCU, I'm totally fine with that. I just don't see a place where a hero like Iron Man is going to be gone forever, because that's just not how superheroes work, and that's kind of the hard thing that superheroes run into. And with the DCU, it's the same thing. Superman dies. I mean, do you think Superman's going to be dead for the rest of the DCU's existence? No. You know what I mean? Supergirl can't fill that role. Superboy Prime can't really fill that role. So I think that Kevin, it's up to Kevin Feige. Like, what Kevin Feige does in these next 10 years, I think is going to define superhero movies forever, because no one's ever gone to as far as Kevin Feige has gone with the MCU in any universe in movie history. And the question is, how do you still sustain that? And because he failed with Ironheart, Ironheart didn't work. And maybe Dallas, the answer was Iron Lad. Because we know that Iron Lad is a very important character. He's technically a Kang variant. Maybe that's what they were going towards, but Kang didn't really work out, so they brought in Ironheart. I'm not sure. But we'll just have to see what happens, bro. I can't really give an answer per se.
If your movies can't survive the loss of some main vital characters, then you don't kill the vital characters. That's just basic knowledge. Like, you make a likable character that everybody likes, you bring them in, and then you kill them off. If you really want somebody to die so bad for the purpose of somebody dying, then you bring one character that can die. You don't kill. You don't kill what, bro?
But then at that point, there would be no point. Then at that point, it's like you already know they have plot armor. So then, like, what's the point? Like, if they get into a situation that like that they're like struggling in, you already know they're gonna make it out. Like, there's
the same point is for the superheroes, though.
Yeah, Dallas isn't wrong.
Dallas
isn't wrong. Dallas isn't wrong. Yeah, Dallas is not wrong. See, like
that is the plot armor.
Yeah, Dallas isn't wrong.
Within the plot armor.
Yeah, so Dallas isn't wrong, right? That like these characters shouldn't die. At the same time, when you're watching a superhero movie or show, you need to have the expectation that the heroes always come back, and that's just the rule. And if you don't like it, sorry, buddy, deal with it. That's just the way this thing works, you know. And because we can cry all we want, but the reality is that the second they try new stuff, even if it's good, the fans reject it every time. So don't be shocked when they bring back our DJ. We had the freaking Thunderbolts where they tried to set up some people. What happens? The movie bombs. You know what I'm saying? So so we can cry all we want, but the fans aren't paying to see this stuff because they want to see Steve back. They want to see Tony back, and that
respectfully,
and at the end of the day. You said what?
Bombed not because of the cast. Those movies didn't bomb because of the cast. Those movies bombed because they were bad movies.
Thunderbolts is a bad movie.
Thunderbolts was a mid movie. It wasn't.
Thunderbolts is a bad. Thunderbolts isn't. Thunderbolts is not a bad movie, but
it was to the point where the bad guy wasn't even scary. He was funny, Stevie.
So
you making people like the way like everything. It wasn't even a scary.
Sentry is funny.
Scary villain. Yeah,
you do think that's now?
He was humorous.
He wasn't humorous, but now I do think the whole idea of like Sentry needing love that's so whack to me. I'm sorry, that that was whack. Like I'm not gonna lie. But the movie's not bad though.
She's defeating Galactus with mom power. Are you kidding me? The fights were terrible in Fantastic Four. I watch superhero movies to see these big dynamic superhero fight, these out of this world characters fight each other, and I get freaking mom power.
You were also, I mean, so and this is funny because you say stuff that's so wrong and so right at the same time. So Sue Storm is hella powerful, and I said this in my critique of and I said this in my critique of the Fantastic Four that how the heck do you not have better action scenes? Like there should be at least 20 more. Like why does Galactus come by himself and not with henchmen? We should have had like a reenactment of Avengers 1, the Chitauri or like in freaking New York. You know what I mean? And we should have had the Human Torch blasting down hundreds of freaking aliens and like that last battle was so bad. I wouldn't not bad, but because I don't even think the film was bad. Actually, it's bad. It's not bad. But I will say they did miss the mark of like making it big, because I feel the same way about the Dark Knight trilogy. It's not bad to me, but they missed the mark. And so that's where I kind of judge films like there is a difference between a movie being just entirely trash and a movie having good plot points and then just missing the mark entirely on what fans need from a action standpoint. I think the writing in Fantastic Four is phenomenal. I think the pacing in Fantastic Four is phenomenal. I think the cinematography in Fantastic Four is freaking phenomenal. I do think where they lacked was the action, and I think the action hurt the movie in a really big way. But if you want to sit here and tell me that the writing and the landing of the characters and their chemistry, like, if you think all that is off, then you just don't know the Fantastic Four.
I wouldn't say all that is off. I just think it wasn't very good. I just think it was very mid the way they handled everything. It's like it's very much like they're trying to play it way too safe. And if you're trying to bring in new faces, bring in new blood, bring an entire new feel to the series to start something new, so that you don't have to keep relying on Chris Evans, RDJ, and all these other old characters that you have to keep bringing back and reviving because you can't get anything off the ground, then you don't do something like Fantastic Four and have some of the worst action in superhero movies. You don't do that. You don't bring in Thunderbolts with a bunch of worthless characters that nobody freaking cares about. No, you give us something good. You give us something with meat. That was bad. They did a bad job. And they've been doing a bad job consistently for the past, I don't know how many movies, because they can't seem to get anything to stick or to land. Because it's just not good. It doesn't have depth. It doesn't have meat. It doesn't have anything to get us hooked. Nothing. The reason why those movies worked is because there was just something there that they just haven't been able to replicate, and they're not going to with apparently because they have to keep bringing back these old characters that they axed.
Yeah, but think about it, bro. If your leading project is Falcon and the Winter Soldier, what do you expect, bro?
Yeah, that's the problem.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so because
me personally, 2-minute fight out of that. We got not even a 2-minute fight.
Bro, can you please stop interrupting me, bro? Oh my gosh, bro. Because look, right? Because look, right, bro. Look, you got you're crashing out. It's all good, bro. Actually, not crash out, bro. This gets the views, but all that I was saying is because, bro, I've watched everything, right? And I will say a lot of it's bad, you know. But with some of this stuff, like it's not bad content. They're just choosing bad characters. Like, for example, as I said, Thunderbolts. Like, do you really think Ghost is going to sell, bro? You know what I'm saying? Do you even know who Ghost is?
Yes. It's
Like,
the one that died. It's just the one that died in the beginning. Like,
no,
what
that was
killed him?
Taskmaster.
Oh wait, no. Ghost is Ghost died in the beginning.
No,
She's
no,
the one that was
Ghost.
in Ant-Man.
No, Ghost shot
Yo.
Master in the
Oh,
face.
Taskmaster
Yo,
died in the
first it was
see?
Tony
That's how
Hawk, now
mid that
Ghost
movie
died
was. I
in
don't even remember.
Thunderbolts.
No,
Bro,
that's how
sick.
mid that movie was.
Yeah, but as I said, you are right. That is a part of the issue, though, bro. Is that because I think it all boils down to picking bad characters to put at the like actual front line and spotlight. That's where I think the issue lies. Like, in my opinion, Wanda should have gotten a movie. Making Wanda the villain in Multiverse of Madness, even though I love that movie, dumb decision, you know? And it's like we start off with like the Wanda show, we get Doctor Strange movie, we get a Spider-Man film. And then what's after that, bro? You know, it's just all shows, you know, She-Hulk, Echo. Who cares about Echo? You know what I mean? Like, a Hawkeye show was cool, but like, do we need that? So I understand where you're coming from, but I think the issue is more so like choosing bad characters. But I also do believe that when you have an event like Secret Wars, Steve Rogers and Tony Stark do need to come back because this is a big event with the multiverse, and if you have the multiverse, you use that as your advantage. But I would say this: I don't think Tony and Steve would have the big roles that they would be having if Kevin Feige didn't screw the pooge in these last few phases of the MCU. I mean, Thor, Love and Thunder.
Atrocious.
How do you make a movie about Thor and call it Love and Thunder?
This is about love and thunder, bro. Thunder is love.
Crazy, bro. Crazy. You bring Christian Bale and he's Gore the God Butcher, and you can't even land. Like, you wasted one of the greatest actors of our time in that. You know? So I understand where you're coming from. Like, it is a lot of bad, decisions, and I think that the Thunderbolt fails, number one, because the only character you really sold was Yelena. I mean,
Yelena.
we all agree.
Yeah.
Yelena's probably the most popular character, but like when you cook all your other phases and projects and they suck and no one wants to watch them, what makes you think they're going to watch like, I know some people who didn't know who John Walker was. They're like, who is this Captain America wannabe U.S. agent? Like, no one knows who he is, but that's due to them, obviously not choosing the right characters to go with, because if I did it my way, I would have put the Fantastic Four in Endgame. I would have had Reed help Tony Stark craft the gauntlet, and I would have created their origin around them getting affected by the Infinity Stones, and then I would have brought in the mutants via the multiverse, but I would have tried to knock that all out in kind of one thing. You know what I mean? So then we start this phase with the mutants and the Fantastic Four, and then we build from there. But who did they have? They tried it with the Eternals. I think it's a good movie, but fans hated it. And we can just go down the list of just projects that failed. So it's really
was a good movie.
Situation.
It's just a bad superhero movie.
Exactly, and that's why I think about Fantastic Four. Good movie. Probably not the best superhero film because there's action beats that you need to hit. Right? We all agree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they completely, did not rise to the occasion.
Yeah. Like, think about this, right? Why does Iron Man 2 work? Because we get the freaking final battle with him and War Machine taking out freaking dozens of robots. And Tony tells him to duck and throws a freaking red beam across and takes out all the freaking robots at one time. Those are in Dallas, something that, and I think you would maybe appreciate this, is one of the things that the MCU landed in the Infinity Saga is they knew how to capture moments. You know what I mean? Like there's things that we will always remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, prime example, like, what is your favorite MCU scene of all time? Just
the Endgame
give me
battle.
one.
Endgame battle.
Like, what part of the battle?
When Cap was in front of everybody right before the portals opened behind him. Like, that's just like cinematically, that was like one of like the best scenes I've probably ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Especially seeing it in theaters. That was incredible.
How about you, Dallas?
Yeah, that scene goes down to top 10. Like it's just Cap against everybody, and then all of a sudden, like these portals start opening, and you're like, oh, wait. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or when Thor came in Infinity War, when he got to Wakanda in Infinity War, that was peak.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, but and this is why, or Cap getting his hammer, but like Marvel knew how to land moments, and in these last films, there's no moments like imagine if when Galactus comes, it's a freaking army of people with him and all of his heralds from the past, and then like the Fantastic Four is fighting, and you have 4 people fighting against hundreds of freaking just insects of aliens, like that makes memories, bro.
Yeah.
And then with the Thunderbolts, they're finding a shadow. It's like, bro,
they're literally fighting their own personal trauma. Like, bro,
yeah,
I did not watch this for like. That's not what I watched this movie for.
Yeah,
well,
so
I will say I was very when the movie like first came out, like the trailer and everything, like I was very confused because I was like, bro, they got a bunch of people that don't got powers trying to fight Void. I'm like, bro, none of them are stopping Void. Like, let's be real here. Like, no
we
one's
stop him with friendship. You know what I mean? And
so I was very. You said what?
They beat him with the power of kindness. Like how like.
Well, and that's. I will say, I really like Thunderbolts, but because it was very different than what they have done. The only thing, like how you said about Fantastic Four, that I did not like was the action, because I feel like every single Marvel movie that has done well has had very good action in it. Like,
yeah, wrong.
But the thing about recently is that there has not been very good action recently. Like, I think the closest good action we had was in Brave New World, and it sucked because they had so many reshoots with it that it just took away from the moments that were in the movie.
Exactly, exactly. And Brave New World, for me subjectively, it's a movie that I like, but I can understand it has a lot of problems that fans won't like, And I rewatch that movie very often, But even a movie like Superman, like, and that's what I think James Gunn has to figure out with like Superman, because the movie hasn't aged well for me lately, and it's just like the moments are just a little too dull. I need crazier. You need crazy, bro. Like the only moment that really caught me in Superman was when he took out all those Lex henchmen. Like though, and it could have been longer, but those are moments that we need more of in superheroes, and they need to overload them. So all right, let's
I'm valid now. So like my points are valid now, because
I
like
think
when I say this stuff to you guys, y'all like, no, you're dumb. No, but
I didn't say you're dumb.
I'll watch it a few times and y'all be like, oh, yeah, now it makes sense, because those moments are dull. They're filled with nothing. That's what I be trying to tell you guys. Y'all don't want to listen. It's okay though. It's okay. I don't take it personally, but I do, because y'all need to listen to me more. Like,
I think that your point is valid, as in there are a lot of empty spots, but my argument to you is there's so many movies with empty spots that are good, just like The Dark Knight. I think there's a thousand empty spots that I could point out that's just ridiculous. Do I think the movie's bad? No. Like I don't like the entire Dark Knight trilogy. I think there's so many issues, but I would never say that those are bad movies, and that's where you and I don't agree, because I judge things in 2 ways. Whenever I look at a superhero film, I judge it as a film on its own merit, and then as a superhero movie, factor in all the lore, everything that's happened. The Thunderbolts standing alone as a film, I think a film person would watch and say, this isn't a bad movie. You know what I mean? But when you add the MCU context, it makes it like, bro, like what is going on? And that was the consensus for Thunderbolts. A lot of people say, yo, this ain't a bad movie. But like, let's be real. John Walker, Ghost, and that's where a lot of people, ended up at. So yeah, so that's, I said, like, I see what you're saying. It's just that, like, I don't jump the bridge saying that is bad. Like, I have movies that I believe are genuinely bad. Like The Marvels is genuinely bad.
Oh my gosh, one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
It's just She-Hulk, genuinely bad. It was so bad that I had to stop watching it. You know what I mean? Like it's that bad. It's just, and it's not because of, and look, and obviously there's other underlying things, but like, it's just not a good show. you know. But Echo, I don't care about Echo, but the show's not bad. And like, if we are judging it from a show merit, you would say the writing and stuff is not bad, and nobody wants to have that conversation, but it is the truth. So, all right,
But no one
Sure.
cares about her.
yeah, that's why we haven't seen her since. All right, now there are some chats about the multiverse, so let's see what he was saying. So you mean to tell me while everyone is starting incursions, including Steve? Steve is just getting freaky with Peggy the whole time and had a baby, huh? Yeah, man. So just to give you some context here, so the main theory that is kind of going around here is that when Steve chooses to be with Peggy Carter, right, this starts the whole entire multiversal breakdown. So he creates a branch for some reason that I just won't understand. The TVA doesn't change anything. They don't close the branch, and for some reason they keep allowing this to happen, and that was the start of the multiversal breakdown. And we see a continuation of that in Spider-Man No Way Home. We see another continuation of that in the multiverse of madness and What If, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on, And so that's the situation. And the thing that people need to understand is that the Steve Rogers that we see at the end of Endgame and the Steve Rogers that we see in Avengers Doomsday, I don't think they're the same person. So that's another thing that we will eventually have to get to. But because I do think that they're going to use Old Man Steve to keep Steve in the MCU post Secret Wars, but topic for a whole other day. But yeah, so that's kind of where this is coming from. I don't agree, but he got a point. Exactly, he does have a point. Can I give my theory for Doomsday? Please give your theory. Um, I'm curious how they're going to have Steve react to Doctor Doom's face being Tony. I mean, so the question is, right, will Doom have on the mask 24/7? A lot of people are going to say no, obviously, because it's RDJ, right? You don't want to show his face. So a lot of people have the theory that he's going to use magic because if you guys don't know about Doctor Doom, right, the reason why Doctor Doom hates Reed is because there's a scientific mishap, right? Because Doctor Doom's whole entire lore is his mom is kind of in hell. He's upset due to Mephisto. There you go, Brendan. Now shut up, because you keep annoying me about the Midnight Suns and Mephisto. And so he tried to create this machine to basically try to, do some stuff in hell. Reed was like, yo, your calculations are off. Doom was like, no, Reed, you're an idiot. You're trying to stop me from being great. Doom starts his machine. It goes wrong. He gets scarred in his face. He blames Reed and thinks that Reed kind of set him up, but Reed did not. Reed told him that his calculations were wrong. And that kind of starts, Doom's thing. So the question is RDJ's Doctor Doom, is he going to show his face being scarred? Or is he going to use magic to look like Tony Stark? I don't know. Because if you think about it, Doom, there's two sides of the story, right? Doom could either, right, we see Doom in the end of the Fantastic Four. Doom could either go to the Fantastic Four like he sees a problem, and he could be with the Fantastic Four and act like he's on the side of goodness. You know what I'm saying? And when he takes off his mask, they know that he's Victor Von Doom, but they think that he's on their side. Or it could be the other way around, where he just crashes out, steals Franklin, and tries to take Franklin's power from him, because Franklin is the most powerful being in Marvel at the moment. And then he goes and tries to find Steve and kill him. So we just don't know how this is going to happen. Does anyone have anything to add?
I mean, I think we'll probably get the scarred version of him. Like, I don't see why we wouldn't. I feel like that's just stupid not to get the scarred version of him. But I truly don't know how it's going to go. Like, because I'm seeing so many mixed things on like people being like, well, like some people, which I think is like low-key stupid, they think that people are gonna like get like all upset and everything. It's gonna be like this whole like big emotional movie and everything. And I'm like, well, no. I'm like, this is Dr. Doom we're talking about. Bro is going to do something. Of course, he's going to use his figure to manipulate people and everything like that. But like, we're still talking about Dr. Doom here. He is going to attack people at some point in this movie. These are superheroes. They are not just going to stand there. Like, I truly think Steve is going to look at it. He is going to be confused for 2 seconds, and then everything is just going to go down. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. I just think that they're using RDJ, just like as we said, he's a big face in Marvel, so it's perfect. Of course, it's going to play into the story, but I mean, I don't really see like this as we talked about. Variants are different. Like,
Can I play devil's advocate to your take?
Sure.
So here's my other theory. Dallas, I want you to hear this. What if, right? This is my what if finger. What if, right? So it's pretty much confirmed that Captain America created a branch when he chose to be with Peggy to clap or to, hook up with her and have kids. Excuse me, guys. And
about the cookies.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna lose my job. Okay, so we see that he chooses to be with Peggy. They have kids, whatever. And so what happens is, so think about this. What if, right? The ultimatum that Captain America is kind of faced with is like, yo, you have to sacrifice your family. Peggy, the kids gotta go. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to be here. And what if Doom's the one that faces him with that? What if the TVA figures it out? What if Reed figures that out? And what if they're like, yeah, what if Cap's like, yeah, I'm not going to sacrifice my family. And so because Cap doesn't sacrifice his family, that could be one of the reasons why the multiverse breaks because I'm pretty sure, and I have to search this up, but I'm pretty sure that when someone that isn't supposed to be on a certain Earth is on an Earth, it causes an incursion. And an incursion is when two planets collide. If that is true, that could be another avenue of because I mean, we guys all know how MCU Steve Rogers is. Do you really think he would sacrifice his family?
No, because he's an
for greater
idiot.
good. He would never do that. He would never do that. So I think that might be a more plausible situation as well, in my opinion.
Oh,
so
it'd be interesting if they did that because then we just have another another Fantastic Four thing. It'd just be the same, basically the same plot as Fantastic Four. If they do that, that would just be really lame.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily be the same plot because Galactus wanted to get Franklin. What's happening with Cap is he's pruning. They will prune where he's from, so his kids would cease to exist. Franklin wasn't ceased. Franklin wasn't ceasing to exist. He would have become a god. You know what I mean? So it's two different things.
I mean, it's the same thing that was your family or the world kind of thing.
Yeah, but I don't think it will be the only thing though, bro. I think with Avengers Doomsday, there's multiple things going on. We also got to think about Doctor Strange. He's with Clea right now. He's probably figuring out what's going on. I think Clea is working for Doctor Doom, and I think Clea's going to be we're pretty much cooked. And I think Doctor Strange is going to side with Doctor Doom. And the Avengers are going to be super shocked about what happens, and it lines up with what happens in Secret Wars and all that. So, all right, let's give these chance. We have a lot of topics. I have a theory on how Tony Stark is doomed. Tony Stark is not doomed, bro. Please stop it. Ironheart didn't work out there yet. Ironheart sucked. Sorry, buddy, I'm weak. They made Sentry look okay. The controversy podcast. Exactly. That's kind of what it is now. I thought Ghost died too for a second. Really, y'all? No matter what the Avengers or anyone does, it leads to an incursion. So, but we all blame Doctor Strange because he fumbled the bag with Christine, and after he fumbled her, he effed up so much. Kind of true. Should have had me for the leaks. No, bro. Thor audio got leaked. That's what I heard. I'm gonna take a look at that after the show. Okay, let's set it here. Let's set it here where Tony Stark's floating grave thing when they had his funeral. So it's just floating all the way down the stream of river. Or his body is somewhere else, or in the grave. The countdown is the day Tony Stark was born. Interesting. I think Iron Man's body got revived into Doom or something like that because I can't understand Tony being Doom. I get the multiverse, but I think someone steals Tony's dead body. Okay, let me just explain to you, bro, how the multiverse works. Let me just explain how the multiverse works, bro. So here's how the multiverse works. So there's a thing called multiversal variance, okay? Just because someone looks like another character, it doesn't mean that they are the same person. Here's an example, right? We looked at Earth 838. Reed is who? John Krasinski. We go to Earth, I think it's 828. Who is Reed there? Pedro Pascal. We go to the Fox Fantastic Four universe. Who is Reed on that Earth? It's Ian Gruffin. Now, let's also go to Chris Evans, right? In the Fox universe, Chris Evans is who? The Human Torch. In the MCU, he is Captain America. So understand this, bro. Variance isn't based on who you look like; it's based on who your true identity is. So that's why Doctor Doom could look like RDJ, and he not be a Tony Stark variant. So on also on Doctor Doom's, also on the Earth that RDJ's Doctor Doom is from, his Tony Stark could be played by Tom Cruise. It could be played by me. It could be played by Dallas. It could be played by Carter. It could be played by anybody. So that's how variants work. So you can't base it off of who you look like. It's based on who your real identity is, who your DNA, like who you are. That's how variants work. And that's what a lot of fans miss when it comes to the Tony Stark is a Doctor Doom variant. But here's the thing though, Tony Stark and Doctor Doom do have a lot in common, which makes them great foes to go against each other. But I think this is a screen for the real beef, which is Reed and Doctor Doom. I know it sounds far fetched, but that's the roadie. What? Oh, that we're getting a version of him if his parents never died from Bucky. That is the rumor. But I don't think that's true. Like at the end of Endgame, where's Tony? Oh my God, this poop in my head. See, I just don't think they would do that because I don't think that they want to undo that death, and that would make things a lot more weirder. What if Mephisto revives Tony and I don't know, he somehow gets turned into Doom? I'm just throwing ish out there. Yeah, bro, I don't really think that would happen. No, I've been tapped in this entire time. So have we, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Tony Stark's birthday was on Agents of with his profile, and it had his birthday is the same day. Oh, that's cool. All right. Now let's get to the next. now let's get to the next topic here. The super. Oh, I didn't even add it. That's how the trailer was so bad that I forgot to add the art. Okay, let's talk about the Supergirl trailer. Okay, did you guys all see this?
Yeah.
Okay. Do y'all want me to go first and kind of crash out?
Sure, by all means.
So I'm not even gonna crash out. So with the Supergirl trailer, my personal opinion, I think the Supergirl trailer was bad, and the reason why I think it was bad is because you were already selling a character that a lot of fans don't really want to see, and this is just the truth, okay? And we are in this era where, like, the female character thing is just getting hated in movies, and I think that if you're going to sell us on a female character, you better make her a savage, and you better make her mean something. And in this trailer, there was little to no action. The only action scene we got was her swinging around, throwing some freaking heavy ship gun turret thing, and everything else was just, her talking, her being sad and depressed and drinking and waiting at a bus stop for some alien bus to come for her. The trailer was just not interesting at all. And so, do I think the Supergirl movie is going to be bad? No, I do not. The Woman of Tomorrow story is amazing, and that is a story that I love. But I will also say, I think that Supergirl, for this trailer, it dropped the mark. I think with a character like Supergirl, she's already super powerful. You come out the gate showcasing her power. And in my opinion, power wins the game. The Wonder Woman 1 trailer showcased her power, and that's why people wanted to go and see it. So what did you guys think about the Supergirl trailer?
I'll take this one.
Hey, go ahead, bro.
I think the Supergirl trailer is presented in a way that's not for the current fan base. So, and what I mean by that is, the current fan base, we want to see, like you talked about, we want to see action. We want to see the blood, guts, and gore. We want to see Supergirl go absolutely nuts and just demolish her foes, right? But they're pitching the movie towards like a younger generation, where it's like, let's talk about Supergirl's problems. Let's get into her trauma, and let's talk about how and why she drinks and why she does the things she does. Yeah, that's just not. But they don't realize that that's just not the demographic that that's actually going to show up to the movie, right? So they're marketing it to the wrong crowd. I think that's the biggest problem with this new trailer. I liked it personally. I liked it. I think it's fine. I don't really get into trailers like that. I don't like I feel like they're always just spoiling the show for me anyway. But like, I liked it. It's fine, but I get why you don't like it, and I think they did market it to the wrong crowd.
Yeah,
great take.
I mean, I will say, so I've watched it probably like 3 or 4 more times ever since it came out last. It was last Thursday, right?
Yeah.
And it was just very like I liked it when it first came out. Like I really loved it. Like it gave me a Guardians of the Galaxy vibe. And to be honest with you, I could see like the okay, like let's talk about like her trauma and like why she's so depressed and everything because like she did see like Krypton like crumble. Like she saw the end of it. Um so I'm very curious as to like how they're going to go about it. And also Krypton looked great in the trailer. It looked really good. Off like the little bit we did see. Um One critique though about the trailer did not get enough Lobo. And I said this last week. The only way that this movie does good, in my opinion, and at least in the box office, is if you do Lobo well. And you not showing a lot of Lobo, and especially not enough action in the trailer, is a problem. Like we didn't really see much of like Supergirl's powers as we saw like in the Superman trailer when it came out. Like we barely saw Lobo. The best way to see him is if you got a 4K TV to watch it. Like we want to see Lobo. We want to see what he actually looks like. We want to see him doing things. And in my opinion, if we would have saw him doing things, I feel like James Gunn would have gotten even more people addicted to this movie, more people to
Yeah.
watch this movie. But I will say, if you're looking at it from a person who is going to go watch the movie no matter what, even if the trailer was trash or not, I'm still excited for it. I mean, shoot, it's a superhero movie we get to see. Like, I'm excited to watch it. Granted, it may be bad, it may not be. Who knows? We'll find out when it actually comes out and we watch it. But I personally think it's going to be good, especially it's getting off Guardians of the Galaxy vibes. So James Gunn did very well at Guardians of the Galaxy, and he, as Stevie said last week, he wrote the script as well. I understand he's not directing it, but I think Guardians of the Galaxy vibes, I think it will be pretty good. I don't think it'll be as
Yeah.
good as Superman, but I think it'll be pretty good.
So I don't think he wrote all of it. I know that Tom King is the main writer, because Tom King is the one that wrote the movie. He either helped
Yeah.
write it or he wrote the whole thing. I'm not necessarily sure. I just think Supergirl is a risk that the DCU doesn't need to take right now. You have a universe that is just starting. Warner Bros. Is just got acquired by Netflix. People want to see results, and to me, you're not firing off with your big guns. So why are you going to put a bunch of money into a C-list character?
Yeah.
That doesn't that is not going to ensure you money back. You know what I mean? And I understand we love art, but the reality is like what sells, and you should have gotten A-list characters. And that's my issue is like, why is it like we need a Lantern show? And look, I get it. People are, oh, we get 8 hours of content. I get that. But like you should choose characters that you think have the ability to pop. And to me, Supergirl, this isn't giving me a character that's going to pop. And to an even greater opinion, this isn't giving me a Supergirl trailer, or this trailer isn't giving me a Supergirl that's going to eat at the box office. I think they should they should have dove deeper into her savagery. Even one of my favorite animated movies is when they tie the lore of Supergirl in, and she goes to get trained by the Amazons, and Darkseid comes after her, and we see Superman, Batman, and Wonder freaking Woman travel to Apocalypse to fight an evil Supergirl with an evil Darkseid. And then Superman saves her. They go back to a freaking Smallville, like everything's peachy and keen. Darkseid pulls up, waits in the door, and punches Superman, bro. And then tries to take Kara, and then we see Superman and freaking Kara fight against Darkseid in a Smallville field. That's peak, bro. That's awesome. And that like we need craziness like that, And if you're giving us a DCU that has been lived in, why don't you go with a story like that? Why don't you go with a story that is going to involve powerful characters? If you're not ready for a Wonder Woman movie, why not put her in a Supergirl film? Why not make Superman and Batman main characters? So that's kind of, guys, where I have an issue. It's like, we call this creative, but are they really being creative? You're like,
well, I think this new Supergirl movie is actually going to do better than Superman, because I think it's going to hit the emotional notes that Superman just failed to hit. partially because, like you said, he was playing it way too safe. He came out with like no small guns, very small guns. And apart from the cinematography, there's not much else you can really like glean from that movie. So I think Supergirl has the potential to actually be a better movie if they can lean into just giving her good action. Like we want good action. We want to see Lobo. Like we're all super excited. Probably like this is like going to be like the first time we actually get to see him on screen, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
not live.
I think
action, but
I think the second time, because I think he was in like a Smallville show or something stupid like that.
it's where it's like
Well,
actually on the big screen.
One of the biggest cameos we're going to see from Lobo. So honestly, I think this movie has the potential to be better than the Superman movie. But like you said, Steve, like they're just not. They don't play the box office well at all.
Exactly.
And like they don't realize who their audience really is. And that's
Exactly.
the biggest problem that I've seen so far with DCU and the MCU. They just don't realize who they're really catering to.
Exactly. And look, right? And look, and you are a writer, right? So you understand it's not just having good content. That's only one part of it, you know? And a lot of people keep telling me on the internet, oh, but Stevie, it's a good story. A good story isn't everything. You need the right characters that can sell to people, right? You need the right and you need the right actors. You need the right people. And I think that Millie Alcock is a great actress. I loved her in House of the Dragon. You know, amazing actress. But like, I feel like they're just throwing her to the wolves. You know what I mean? Like, and not to mention, the movies in general isn't in a good place. You know, like box office and movies. You know, like we just had a Leonardo DiCaprio movie that just flopped in box office, barely under profit. You know, so it's like we got to be careful with what we're kind of throwing into theaters, and that's why I think it's risky. Same thing with like a Clayface movie. You serious? Clayface movie?
Yeah, that's dumb to me.
And then people say, but the budget is low. Who cares?
No one wants to see Clayface.
That's
Bro.
gonna be
Who cares?
That's gonna be even worse. Like,
Still a waste of a
low. Like let's be
still,
real here.
low budget horror movie.
When you look at a DC movie of the year, the fact that you're seeing Supergirl and then Clayface is absolutely absurd when we have Lanterns as a TV show. Like,
wait.
Bro, oh, don't
Lanterns should be a TV show. It should not be a movie. I 100% agree with that. Lanterns should not be a movie. It should be a TV show. Give us more. It's the lore so deep. You need it as a show. You need it as a show. Unless you're gonna do a movie series.
I mean, I would have liked the movie going into a series, bro. Personally, and that's just because I think Lanterns is a risk that you take because the risk is the crazy CGI, the aliens, you know, the VFX, and you know, you make a space travel show, and we're gonna talk about Lanterns because I got some smoke for them too because but like with the Lanterns plot, it seems like I don't think we're gonna do a lot of space travel, which is also an issue too. And I just think that like James Gunn and the DCU team, like there's obvious routes that you can go. It's not rocket science, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's kind of getting under my skin. It makes me crash out at night. Like when I read these friggin' comics, bro, they're so good. And it's like, it's not that hard to land this stuff. So, all right. Let's see what we got in the chats here. I don't even think. Well, at least we saw crypto, right? Exactly. At least we got to see freaking crypto. In every universe, his parents die, but different ways, and his outcome becomes different. Are you talking about Tony Stark? I don't know who you're talking about right there, Brendan. Okay, now let's get to the Lanterns. Okay. By the way, this photo is freaking awesome. So let's talk about the Lanterns. So everything is just glazed to you, bro. You're such a hater.
Yeah, you see two men walking. Oh, this is a great photo.
The suits are fire, right?
Goodness, bro.
You wish you had that much aura. Okay, anyways, so
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So
yo, hold on, time. Stevie the other day literally said that he looked like Aaron Pierre. Come on,
I
bro.
do.
That's crazy self-glaze.
I mean, he kind of does, but like not in a good
crazy self-glaze.
No. He looks just like me, bro.
He
I look like, bro.
a dollar store, like.
All right, number one. Michael B. Jordan looks just like me. Number one. Number two, I look just like Aaron Pierre.
No.
I'm fine-ish, bro. I'm fine-ish for real.
No. The fact that you just said Michael B. Jordan looks like you is crazy.
I look just like Michael B. Jordan, bro. I look just like Michael B. Jordan.
Bro, you can never look like my glorious king, Michael B. Jordan.
I look just like Michael B. Jordan.
Like,
Watch
your mouth, bro.
I look just like Michael B. Jordan, bro.
Yo,
Don't get me tight, bro.
watch your mouth.
Yo, bro, no, you look like that dude, Yuck Mouth from Fat Albert. You know what I'm talking about? Wait. Yo, what's your name? Yeah, hold on, Fat.
I know
Albert.
you're not talking. Take that skull cap off, bro.
Hold on,
Take
Fat
the skull
Albert
cap off.
characters.
Nah, bro.
Hold on.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
Stop, bro. He
Movie.
just came at you,
Stop
and you
trying to
worried
bet.
about me.
So I'm
Worry
trying to
about
make
me,
you
bro.
always
Hold on,
laughing.
hold
Like,
on.
you
Worried
think
about me.
everything's sweet.
No,
You think
'cause you
everything's
worried
funny.
about
It's
me.
not
Yo,
funny.
Dallas,
It's
bro.
not funny.
Dallas.
Take the skull cap off. Take the skull
Look,
cap
look.
off.
He coming at
Like, why
you
are you
right now.
talking to
He
me?
about to put you on blast.
Dallas,
all
this
on
who
the
you look
live
like, bro.
stream,
Hold
and
Put
you
you in
worried about
dirt. I
me.
don't need to put you on blast. I'm gonna put you in
And
the
you
dirt.
worried
Stop
about
talking to me.
me.
Dallas, this who you
You
look
worried
like,
about
bro.
me.
Yo, we
Then you
found
got
Dallas's
rage baited
twin,
by
y'all.
Stevie.
Yo, we found he the one in yellow.
All right, bro. All right, bro. You keep trying to be. You keep playing, bro.
Oh my god.
All right,
Wait, bro.
all right.
Yo, wait, bro.
No.
Wait, have you seen that? I movie? Yo, the bullet that he be like this, like he be like, he be getting me.
All right, Steve Urkel. All right, keep that same energy.
Oh man, I love you guys, man. Oh my god, I love this show. Greatest show in the world, man. Greatest show in the world.
We hate you.
Hey.
Yes. I can't stand you, bro.
But here's the thing: if we were a crew, Carter's definitely Fat Albert, and that's just the truth.
No, I'm not.
And I'm gonna sing a song for you. You're definitely Fat Albert.
All I'm saying is, hold on.
Bro, you was a lineman, bro. You can't talk. You was a lineman, bro. You're definitely Fat Albert.
Bro,
Anyways,
you're loud, bro. Like, shut up.
all right.
Main
Back-
character for real.
All right, sorry guys. I got a little carried away. Okay, so for Lanterns, right? There was a teaser or a sneak peek. So HBO did a sneak peek of multiple shows: House of the Dragon, Night of Seven Kingdoms, blase. And we end up seeing a Lanterns sneak peek. And what we saw was Dallas, your feedback hard, bro. And what we saw was multiple scenes. And we saw multiple scenes of like Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. So we saw one where, Hal Jordan jumps out the car, drives off a cliff with the ring. We get a close-up look at the ring. We see them walking into some like town square meeting thing. We see Jon Stewart on a football field. We see him running with a bloody nose. And then they were saying, okay, we're going to give you guys a full trailer, or we're going to see more Green Lantern footage later on in the day. So I made a TikTok. I'm like, cool, great. I'm going to make a TikTok of this sneak peek. We didn't see any Green Lantern stuff, any suits, but I'm cool. This is what these idiots did. The more footage was Aaron Pierre talking on an iPhone outside of his trailer, and he showed us the same exact footage. That's why I crashed out on TikTok, because I'm like, bro, like, how are you gonna do us like this, bro? Y'all acting like there's gonna be new footage, and it's the same crap. So, look, for a teaser, I guess is okay, but in my opinion, all fans want to see is Green Lantern in the suits. I don't think people care about them walking into some town hall. I don't think people care about Hal Jordan jumping out of a car and in a cliff. Fans don't care about that. So that's I just think that like the DCU, bro, they're giving us like what we want to an extent, but then it's like when we get the thing we want, we're not getting it the way that we want. And I just don't think it's rocket science to land these things. And this shouldn't be like old school marketing where like we're going to hide the suit until you see it. No, show us everything right now, you idiots. So yeah, anyways, so that's what makes you mad. By the way, I did not make this edit. I found it on Pinterest. It's a Google Gemini edit. Y'all can roast me all you want. I did not make this edit. I promise you, bro. But anyways, so how do y'all feel about the Lanterns teaser or sneak peek, as you want to call it?
Bro, there was nothing to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him handle this one.
Hey, go ahead.
There was nothing to see. Like at that point, don't even give us anything. Literally, like you could have kept that to yourself. I'm gonna pull exactly what that one sports announcer did at the second when he talked about what's it called? When he talked about Ben Simmons. You know what, Lanterns, you could have kept that at home.
Yeah, bro. That joint was trash, bro. That joint, we got to be real. That joint was trash.
The closest thing we got to them using the sticking lantern ring was him going off the cliff. That was it.
Exactly.
The
Which
whole
shows
trailer,
us
the whole
why they're
sneak
walking on
peek
the
should
road.
have went off the cliff with him.
Which, bro, shows us why they're walking on the road because he ain't used the ring. like,
Bro, like
this show is stupid, bro. So yeah, man.
Are those the suits?
No, this is fan art.
Oh, okay. I was about to say because the painted on abs is killing me. Like it's
or in
actually
Stevie's case, Gemini art.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all haters. But but yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, man. This is bad. This trailer's bad, guys. James Gunn, you guys got to step it up, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think that, as I said, they keep fumbling, man. And, obviously, look, people like us, we're going to show up, but you got to sell to the massive fan base. And, like, it's like you're making this true detective show. My question is, how does this stand out from the other shows? Don't be afraid to make it superhero-y. Don't be afraid to give us the suits. Don't be afraid to show us the Green Lantern constructs. Don't be afraid to show us the rings glowing. And here's a leak, apparently, of the Green Lantern. It's not really a leak, but someone got to see the full trailer and got to hear full details. So let's read this. I have a description from someone who attended the event in Mexico City. I'm just relaying the info. This gave me more hope after getting pissed off at what we saw. So, guys, this is what people saw at the event in Mexico City. So, if you guys don't know, they did like a big event where they showed a lot of footage, a lot of images, and let's talk about that. So, it looks unreal, as in very good, naturally similar to the Watchmen in tone. Very grounded, very real, like a police drama that's akin to True Detective. Season 2, particularly in terms of photography and Mayor of Easttown, very tense show. Now, here's what they say about the Green Lantern suits. Hal's suit is amazing and fully practical. The color scheme is classic green, black, and white with a bit of gold in it, described as medieval and strange in a good manner, like nothing we have ever seen before in a comic book. Very, very detailed, like an alternate Injustice suit. It almost looks as if it incorporates an actual medieval breastplate. He has it hanging in his closet along a bunch of leather jackets. He then appears to be wearing it and a mask. Highway Patrolman was used as the song in the teaser. There wasn't much of the ring in it, which I think they meant as far as constructs. Kyle Chandler appears to do a bang up job. It is hinted apparently that if Hal doesn't hand down the baton, John can't become a Green Lantern. He said this following point is a conjecture of my own, but maybe there's only one ring between the two of them, which I think the actual lantern like that they use to charge, also has hints of gold in it. And this is where it gets interesting. The antagonists are teased as right extremists. They're in a somewhat abandoned town. I inquired about either Atronicus or Black Hand, and they said the closest we got to that were shots of a cemetery. One of the things that they did forget is I'm pretty sure Sinestro is also in this show, which I think is also something that we need to take a look at as well. So, so how do you guys feel about what they said about the costume having a medieval vibe?
I mean, I'm not gonna say too much until it comes out. Like, I actually want to see it. Which James Gunn, please put it out at this point. Like, I because now I'm starting to think about Peacemaker and how much you marketed Peacemaker, and it's starting to piss me off. Please put out the Lanterns trailer. If you do not put it out, like, there is going to be a huge problem. Granted, I'm still gonna watch it. Don't get me wrong, but like, you're not marketing Lanterns how you marketed Peacemaker. How are you not marketing Green Lantern like you marketed Peacemaker or even greater? It makes no sense whatsoever. But that's a topic for another day. I would say suit wise, I mean, I just want to see it. I do like the fact that he is going to have a mask because going into this, I thought this whole time that he just wasn't going to have one. And the fact that he is going to have a mask makes it even better. So I am just very curious what the suit looks like when we actually see it on screen.
How about you, Dallas?
It's a suit, bro. As long as they act well, as long as they do this, as long as they, do everything they're supposed to do, bro. I don't care what the suit looks like. As long as it doesn't look as atrocious as the Superman suit, then yeah. I mean, as long as you're what? Go and say something, Carter. Go and say the
Wait,
Superman suit
wait,
wasn't atrocious. I
wait.
liked it. Yeah, we already
David
know.
Cornsweat's Superman suit was bad?
Yeah, the new one. Yeah, it was terrible. It was bad.
What was
very
wrong with
ugly.
it?
It was ugly.
What?
It looked like he was
that
wearing like
doesn't give.
pajamas.
I said what was wrong with it, not what
It looked
happened
like he was
to it.
wearing
What was
pajamas
wrong
and it
with
was
it?
ugly. I just
So,
gave you an answer.
so the trunks were ugly.
Yeah, it was ugly. It was a very ugly.
That's Superman.
costume. Yeah.
So
it was
just don't
ugly.
like any Superman suits then.
I think I think there have been better Superman costumes. I think it was just very plain and ugly.
So
The suit-
What else do you want me to say? Like, I just didn't.
So you think Henry, like the whole Superman has the trunks, like it gave a very comic booky feel to it. Like that's what makes it. Like
I know.
he's
I don't
just
really care about the nostalgia though. I just think it was an ugly suit.
that's
Like, I'm not-
crazy. That
I'm
may
not
have
mostly-
been the craziest take I've heard tonight. And I've heard
Not
some
really,
crazy
bro.
takes of yours.
I mean, honestly, bro, there's a lot of people like there's a lot of fans that are like really deep into this stuff that don't like the suit. Now, I am pro trunk.
Crazy.
I am
I'm emotionally invested.
yeah,
into it.
I am pro trunk.
Oh my
and
god.
yeah, and as a costume connoisseur myself, I will say that Superman's suit could have been a little bit better. So the way that I like my comic, the way I like my suits is like how we see in this Lantern show. I like suits to be very skin tight. With the Superman suit, there was a lot of like space. You know what I mean? And I like superhero suits to wear like it's almost like skin. You know what I mean? The only other suits that kind of get that pass for me is like a Captain America suit, like a Hawkeye suit, but in Thor. But like those are meant to not be like almost skin suits. But like when I think about a alien, like when I
Dang.
better in that way. So that's just my personal opinion. But I don't think the suit is entirely bad. But there are some really bad shots of the suit. Like, prime example, if you guys watch Superman, if you guys watch a Superman movie, watch the scene after he gets arrested by by Rick Flag, and when he walks off of that plane, that is one of the worst shots I've ever seen in movie history. And look, it happens. Every movie has bad shots, but the suit looked gosh awful in that. But I don't think the suit's bad though. Just not my favorite.
That's actually the first scene that pops into mind when you talk about the Superman suit. That's the first scene that pops in mind for me. It just looked bad.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like a grown man wearing pajamas.
You see, the worst suit of all time to me is
Are you
the
mad,
Superman. The Superman Return suit is the worst suit that I've ever seen ever. I like that Superman Return suit is complete booty cheeks. Like it's terrible, bro. Like it's bad. I even and this might be an unpopular opinion. I think the Superman and Lois suits are all trash. I hate his suits in those two. So I'll put those under Superman. But all right, now let's see what they says. Complicated range of facts. As a huge Green Lantern fan, that trailer was butt. Facts, bro. It's trash. Bring Deadpool back as one of the Lanterns right at this point. By the way, the Batman and Deadpool comic is so good, bro. Oh my gosh,
It is.
Y'all gotta read that.
Really good.
How do you guys feel about John Cena's last match? I mean, seeing that's my era that I grew up in. It's sad, man. It's sad. It's sad, but he was old, moving slow, and all good things come to an end. Lantern's marketing hasn't been the same as Peacemaker because it's not coming out for another 8 months. But we just found out that it got.
Great point, Buster Barnes.
But we just found out that it got delayed.
Yeah, I was about to say.
What do you think about that point, Carter?
We just exactly what Stevie said. It just got delayed.
And
pay attention to that.
And there's also a quarterly article, Brendan. I wonder if you knew about that. But there was a WB quarterly. By the way, he's the one of our friends is trying to troll. But there was a quarterly WB article that came out where that said that, like, it was hinting for like I think a February date, and then out of nowhere we got told that it was like midsummer. And for me as a fan, I was kind of holding on to that to be my January superhero love. But that's it. I'm over it. I'm not mad that it got pushed back anymore. Superman suit was good. The suit's not bad, bro. I will say this too, though. I do think they displayed the suit terribly, which I think they learned from because the Supergirl suit was displayed perfect. Oh, the Supergirl suit looked amazing. skin
Y'all
tight.
are actually looking at this suit and telling me that it looks good. Like I'm looking at it right now.
Let me see.
Y'all are actually
Shush.
looking at this and telling me that it looks good. This.
Okay,
Yes.
but that's not
You
that
kidding
that's
me?
a bad shot.
y'all are brain dead. Y'all are actual glazers if y'all think that looks good. That is L rage bait. Like, there's no way in any universe that y'all think that y'all look at that and be like, oh yeah, that looks great. Like, get out
Okay.
of
It
here.
does. Looks
Okay.
wonderful.
Now I want to cover a few more Spider-Man rumors before we hop off of this one, or before we hop off of the Spider-Man Marvel superhero train for this podcast. I wanted to ask y'all this question. How do y'all feel about? So, do you guys dig the idea of the Punisher and Spider-Man fighting against each other? Like, are you guys Punisher fans? Like, where do y'all stand with him as a character?
I love John Bernthal's like variation of the Punisher, especially him in Daredevil. Oh my gosh, wonderful! I love rewatching like his scenes in Daredevil. Like it was his acting is very good, and he makes it actually feel like Punisher. Um, and if he can like do exactly how he did Daredevil with Spider-Man, because Spider-Man and Daredevil, they have like they both have the same moral of like we don't kill people, like, and we all know how Punisher is. Like, if you are bad in his mind in any way, like you need to get killed. And I mean, I'm just curious about like how that is going to work. Um, but I think it's going to make the movie a lot better because like he's there to. I mean, if they are fighting each other, like he is going to try and kill Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's just going to be trying to just like stop the situation, really. Like,
Yeah. How about you, Dallas?
I think this may be the catalyst that we need to see Peter Parker finally go off. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Spider-Man finally go off. Because, like, his fighting up to this point has been, it's fine, but it could be better. And, like, Punisher is a no-holds-barred kind of character. Like, if he's going for you, he's going for you. And he's trying to murder you, like Carter said.
yeah.
So, Peter, like, he can't hold back in this fight at all. So, this may be, like, a catalyst to get him, like, just to see a whole nother level of his fighting. Because you won't be able to hold back against Punisher at all.
True. So the two big rumors that are going around is that number one, Moon Knight is going to be in Spider-Man 4, and that they're going to be fighting. Huh?
Hold on. I'm very curious how that's going to work.
And that they're going to be fighting against the Gray Hawk, not the Green Hawk.
Because if Moon Knight's supposed to be in, how like did they like shoot this before Oscar Isaac like did all that, or like I'm very curious because Oscar Isaac is just not in the MCU anymore. Like
Now,
his show is still there, but like
now you totally don't need to use Oscar Isaac to make Moon Knight work. You just get somebody that could reflect his voice, and then because he's wearing a mask for 90% of the suits, right? So I mean, you could.
yeah.
So think about this, right? Like Hugo Weaving was the Red Skull. They didn't use Hugo Weaving as the Red Skull in Avengers, in Infinity War and Doomsday. What they did was they had someone just be able to like they hired like or they had like a voice mocker person that could talk like Hugo. So they could do the same thing because technically Moon Knight is just a mask with the all white suit. You don't really need Oscar Isaac to come out of character, like to come out of his alter egos.
I also wonder if we're gonna get the Jake Lockley suit.
If we're gonna get what, bro?
The Jake Lockley suit.
Yeah.
I'm very curious because I mean we got basically put on a cliffhanger that we are never going to see probably. I
hope they recast, bro, if Oscar Isaac is out.
I really hope so too. Because I really loved Moon Knight season 1.
Yeah, the Grey Hawk would piss me off. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah.
You wanted like Bruce Banner.
Yeah. I mean, because the Grey Hawk is like the smarter version. I don't want smarter. I want Savage Hawk. I want him to kill
Yeah.
someone. You know what I mean? I want violence. Same thing with
But, like-
Supergirl. I want violence, bro. That's all I want. I just want violence, bro. I want to see people die. I want to see buildings collapse. I want to see people fight. You know what I mean? I don't want to see the Hawk talk and be smart. This is how.
Well.
This is how I
What
want.
do we have?
This is how I want the Hawk to talk. Me want burger. That's how I want him to talk. I don't want the Hawk to say, well, my calculations. Well, sir. If my calculations are correct, I don't want to hear that from the Hawk, bro. Spider-Man, die. Spider-Man, leave Hawk alone. That's what I want to hear from the Hawk. I want the babyish 2-year-old mindset of Hawk. That's what I want.
I think the only way that the only reason why they're even doing Greyhawk is just because they don't know how to go back from what they did in the past.
Huh, bro? Can you say that again, please? Sorry.
I said I think the only reason that they're doing Greyhawk is just because they don't know how to go back from what they did in the past with an Endgame.
I don't think fans are going to be happy if they don't give us Savage Hawk. I'll be real with you. So they need to figure that out. Let's read some chats here. Glazing the suit. Oh my gosh, glazing. This must be Dallas's like burner account or something. Spider-Man
Facts,
is
bro.
going to kill someone in Brand New Day for sure. Facts, bro. This definitely is burner. Spider-Man needs to grow some balls and just kill someone.
Took her sexy aunt. They sure did. They took her away from us.
Yo, this is Dallas's burner, bro. There's no way. They took his sexy aunt. Your MJ don't even know who you are anymore, and he lost his big mentor Tony. He's basically broken, useless. Well, he's still Spider-Man, but you guys telling me Mephisto isn't coming back after Ironheart? You guys don't think he'll appear in Brand New Day? Is that a bad take? I don't think he will, bro. To be honest with you, I would like to see Mephisto post Secret Wars. Yeah, I would like to see Mephisto post Secret Wars with Spider-Man. We don't want a Hawk to be a P-word, A-word teacher. We want Wanda brainwashed Hawk. Yeah, we want the Hawk to crash out from Age. Exactly. That's the Hawk I need, bro. I need crash out Hawk from Age of Ultron. And it'll be fun seeing Spider-Man try to like reprimand the Hawk. Spider-Man holds back a lot. Okay.
Way too much.
Yeah. Next thing here, Harvey Dent, Two-Face. So there's a rumor that's going around in regards to the Batman 2. A lot of people have been questioning who are the villains in this movie. Some people have said the Court of Owls. Some people were saying Hush. But it's possible that we might be getting, and he might not be the main villain, but he might play a big role, and it's Harvey Dent. So Harvey Dent will reportedly be in the Batman 2, and Scarlett Johansson will play his wife. Now, what do you guys think about Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, being in the Batman 2?
I mean, I don't know because like I understand like he doesn't have like any powers or anything, but like I'm very curious. Like it's definitely possible to get away with like the whole side of your body being burned and everything. Like very possible. I'm just curious. Like how are they going to? I guess the story, like we went from Hush being in it and all these other people, and now we're saying Harvey Dent and possibly Dr. Arkham if Brad Pitt plays him. Like, I mean, the Batman Part 2, it needs to be better. Like, I feel like there needs to be more, and especially since we're not getting a Batman Brave and the Bold. Don't get me started with that. But yeah, no, the Batman Part 2, I just don't know why they would have Harvey Dent in it. I guess I would figure maybe just like a politician Harvey Dent at this point, maybe. But I don't see why they should have a Two-Face Harvey Dent in this movie.
How about you, Dallas?
Yeah, I feel like we've seen it before. I feel like we kind of want something new. Like we wanted something new. Like Hush would have been so exciting. Court of the Owls would have been super exciting. Like these other villains that we could have gotten, and we're getting another Harvey Dent maybe as a villain. Maybe like I don't know. I liked the Harvey Dent that was in The Dark Knight. I really did. I think he did a great job. I think he was a good actor. I think he it was a pretty decent portrayal of Harvey Dent. But I just don't really see the point of seeing it again, I feel like isn't he trying to, distinguish himself from the Dark Knight? Like he's trying to separate himself from that series to do something new. You know, do a different take, do a different spin, and don't bring back the same villains as main villains. You know.
Here's the truth. When you do a realistic Batman, you chain Batman up. This is why they're bringing up Harvey Dent. Because the reality is that when you don't dive into a fantastical Batman where he has to deal with villains that are larger than life, you have to resort to the most important realistic characters that affect Batman the most. I would argue that Hush is more of an effect than Harvey Dent, but we could argue that another day. But that's why you go for someone like Harvey Dent. And this is why The Dark Knight was the peak for the Dark Knight trilogy, but The Dark Knight Rises was such a downfall because it's just because when you do a realistic Batman, there's a level that you like. There's a peak, okay? Like there's a peak, and you literally can't go any further than that. And this is why I think James Gunn saw this and said, I need to do a fantastical Batman where he deals with a villain like Clayface and people like that. Because what makes Batman a legend isn't just dealing with the Joker or Two-Face or Hush or these characters. But what also makes him a legend is that, hey, this guy's a human, but he fights characters like Clayface. He deals with people like freaking Grundy and these insane, fantastical alien and, lab experimented beast, Man-Bat. Like, that's what makes Batman great. And when you do this realistic Batman where everything is real, Penguin is like not the weird short midget, that looks like a penguin. And when you call him a penguin, he crashes out. He's a real monster and boss. I just don't think that is a good strategy when you're using a character like Batman. It's and we saw Nolan take it to the peak of what it can be. So I wonder. I don't think Harvey Dent is. I don't think Harvey Dent is going to be the main villain. And if I was to involve Harvey Dent Two-Face, I would make him Two-Face. I wouldn't do the origin. But obviously, it seems like if his wife is involved, y'all would think that they're doing an origin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would have to at that point.
Also, a waste of a casting in ScarJo as well.
So you know what I would say though?
What's up?
For an actor for Harvey Dent, I think Adrian Brody would be a great actor for Harvey Dent.
Hold on, let me search him up.
His portrayal of Luca Trangretta in Peaky Blinders as like the Italian mafia.
Oh man,
he would make a crazy good Harvey Dent.
He would.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Does he has that? But does he has that suave? Well, I guess he is suave enough.
He was. Yeah. Remember, he was the Italian. Remember,
yeah.
Because you watched Peaky Blinders, right?
Yeah, obviously.
I
put you onto the show.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. What are you talking about?
No, you didn't.
You didn't watch it until I told you, bro.
Yes, I did. I started watching it just
one of those. W rage bait. Anyways, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah, his portrayal of just like the suave, unaffected mob boss who, like, he as things start to crumble around him, he begins to like become a little bit more and more unhinged and a little more unhinged. Is he would make a top tier Harvey Dent. Like, it would be one of the best castings they could ever do.
You might have just cooked on there. So yeah, but that's kind of I feel like it's kind of crushed with Batman, right? Because like I said, you have kind of like the same situation. So it's like, are we going to keep going down this road over and over again? So that's what I would say. All right. So we have any chats here. But what's Harvey Dent going to do compared to what the Riddler did? Like, there needs to be maybe someone powerful than the Riddler, because the Riddler made Batman look dumb in so many ways. And that's also another thing that they need to improve with the Batman. The Batman was kind of chasing after the Riddler, right? But he wasn't preparing for him. And Batman is known for his prep time. So they got to do a better job of showcasing that as well. Are they going to start from the end of the Batman or later in the future? I don't know. It's taking long for this movie to come out. Can someone search that up to see what is the time frame of the Batman 2? Because some people said that it's weeks after Penguin, but I'm not entirely sure.
So, dude, are they just completely remember? Because at the end, remember the Riddler meets up with like the Joker in jail.
Yeah,
having that conversation. Are they completely scrapping whatever that was?
No, Barry Kerrigan is going to be in it in the Batman Part 2.
Oh, okay.
So do you guys know the
It's
time
set
frame
for
for that?
October 1st, 2027.
No, but like I'm
So
saying, like, what is
it
the time
says
gap?
so according to recent info from actor
Oh,
Colin Farrell, the events of the Batman Part 2 will begin just a few weeks after the end of the HBO series The Penguin.
That's terrible. That means we're gonna get no. That means we're gonna get barely any upgrades. Fighting style might still be bad. Oh my gosh.
Wait, but hold on, but time. If we're getting a Harvey Dent, why is this not like? I feel like this should be like at least 1 or 2 years into the future, because if we're giving Harvey Dent, who is a politician, how do we not already know about him at this point?
Well, technically, from a narrative standpoint, this will be the perfect time for Harvey Dent to come in because this is post flood, and the mayor girl that they chose might be doing a bad job, which might want Harvey Dent to step up and be the new face of the people underground. So it is from a narrative standpoint. This is the perfect time for Harvey Dent to take a stand, right?
I mean, I guess if you want to look at it from that perspective, because like what happened in the Penguin, but like still, like I feel like this should be like at least 2 years in the future, and then you can start like bringing like Harvey Dent should have been talked about in the Penguin at least.
Dude, I want a 5 year gap. I want a 10 year gap. I want Batman to be experienced, bro. But
I want Batman
silly
Brave and the
me.
Bold, but we don't get everything we want now, do we?
Silly me. Think about this. The Dark Knight peaked so hard that Nolan had to create injuries for Batman for the Dark Knight Rises. That's how much the Dark Knight peaked. That's what happens when you have a realistic Batman. You have to add obstacles for him. Oh, gosh. Okay. They take this long to come out with the Batman 2. All this time they took, it's going to be a very bad A movie where they wasted all the time to push it back only for the flop. It's definitely not going to flop, bro. And no, I'm not a burner. Yeah, respect. All right, now let's get to the next topic here. Black Panther. This is Dallas's favorite movie of all time, guys. By the way,
no, it's not. No, it's not. Don't lie to people.
Dallas's favorite song is "All the Stars" by SZA and Kendrick Lamar. All the stars are close. Tell me what you're doing with me. Go to China, no, tell me.
Stop lying to them. You're just lying. You're telling them falsities.
Bro, his favorite. He wish he could live in Wakanda. Anyways, okay. So there was news that came out. There was news that came out that Black Panther is expected to release in 2028. The question I want to ask you guys is, what does Black Panther 2 need to do to be one of the most successful movies of that year and of all time?
Damson Idris. That's what it needs to do. Damson Idris. Like,
Yes.
Yes. Anything else is just bad. It's just not going to be good. It's just subpar. They're going to sell. Bring in Damson Idris as T'Challa. I don't care what, like, finagling, plot line, whatever you have to do. Just do it. Get it done. Because I don't want to see Shuri. I really don't. I don't care about her. I really don't. Yeah, I just... Respectfully, I just don't. She was better as Shuri. She was a better character as just being Shuri, the smart sister who comes up with stuff. That was when she was at her best. Other than that, bring in Damson Idris, and you have yourself something to build with, something to work with. Because no. You had a great villain in Namor and everything and all that, but like, it just wasn't. It wasn't the same without Black Panther.
I'm just gonna say exactly what I said last week. If they're going to do a Black Panther 3, make him vengeful, make him extremely smart. That's all I care about, is if he's vengeful and extremely smart. I don't want whatever they did in Black Panther 1. Bring back the same Black Panther that we had in Civil War. That's like literally all you need. Like, and especially put Shuri back in the lab. Either that or kill her off in stinking Secret Wars.
Back in the lab is crazy work.
Or kill her off in Secret Wars, bro. Because
Say kill her off.
Bro, at this point, he might as well, because no one wants to see her.
He right.
Facts.
What is this?
Man.
Exactly the
crying
state
right
of
now.
DC right now.
Anyways, but back to the situation. I think for Black Panther to be successful, I agree. We need T'Challa, not T'Challa Jr., but T'Challa. And you have the Avengers to easily bring in a new T'Challa. Use the freaking multiverse. That's the point of this saga. Use to recast all your characters and to bring in characters for whatever. And I do agree that I think Black Panther needs to be a darker character, and they need to honor how smart he is. In the comics, he's a genius. He goes to the toe with Reed Richards in the comics. Black Panther in our situation was probably a good leader, but not the smartest guy in the room, and that was a problem. And I would argue Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther in Black Panther 1 was like kind of mid, I ain't gonna lie. His supporting cast carried him a lot in that movie, but when you have Michael B. Jordan, Angela Bassett, Latitha Wright, the girl that played Nakia Okoye Mbaku, he had a really strong, probably the strongest supporting cast in MCU history for a movie, for a solo film. So we needed and like Chadwick Boseman could have shined, but the writing wasn't there for him to shine, and all the writing went to all of the other characters. The only powerful moment he had was when he went to the realm where he like called out all of the kings for ignoring the rest of the world. You know what I mean? So they need to do a better job of that. So he said, "For the rest of the world, you are all wrong. You are all wrong." That's a pretty good impression.
The one thing about
all of you are wrong. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
Who's talking? Me or Carter?
You, bro.
You got it.
Oh, I would say the one thing about Black Panther that it just had some of the most fire lines, fire quotes, like the social and political commentary that they just dropped in there was fire, like beyond fire. And like they had things in there that made you genuinely think more than I would say any other like MCU movie.
The first one?
I hope that they can lean into that. Even the second one with the situation that they posed. I hope that they lean into the introspectiveness of the first film, while also, giving us, a darker, grittier, smarter, more capable T'Challa.
Yeah, and you are right, man. And that's where another place where a lot of these movies have failed is like they're trying to bring our politics into their world. Like Wakanda was obsessed with Wakanda's politics, and that's what made it super interesting because you're seeing how the powers that be work, And I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to see how the country worked, and
these are conversations I can genuinely have. Like I can have conversations about this movie with my mother, who doesn't really like superheroes like that. But we can talk about the things that were said and like the quotes that were said and like the conversations that were had in this movie.
Yeah, true.
This is genuinely like deep stuff,
Yeah. But what will Black Panther 3 be about? Like, what are they going to talk about? Also, where does Black Panther tie into Doomsday and Secret Wars? Black Panther could be about a few things. Hey, go ahead, Carter.
Well, I will say, I think so. This is clearly going to be after like Secret Wars. So I guess the reboot should at that point have been set. So clearly we should get T'Challa, you would assume. But I mean, I don't know what it could possibly be about though. Stevie, you probably know more about that. But
about what?
About like what Black Panther 3 could possibly be about. At that point, it's just a reboot, I would assume. So I mean, it could be about Namor, it could be about be honest, you know what I would do? Anybody at this point.
I would. I said, make T'Challa darker, but I would focus on Storm. I would get him and Storm together, and have him do something with that, or put him with the Fantastic Four. Like one of my favorite things is when he legit transports the Fantastic Four to him, and he uses them as a training exercise. So they think they're fighting like against this random guy. He's just using them for like training. That's how dope he is. You know what I mean? So maybe something like that. Maybe we see him being involved in the Illuminati. Something like that. I don't know. You could do a lot of things. Or maybe we get to see T'Challa adjust to this new world that he's in, gaining power. I don't know. So it's a lot of stories that in ways that you could go with it. There's a new comic that comes out tomorrow, and it's basically about. I think it's called Intergalactic Black Panther, and it's basically where like T'Challa goes like to like another freaking planet and is like a ruler. So we'll see what happens there, or he's transported to like another planet somehow. Anyways, would they ever bring the real Black Panther back or keep it where it's at? Because I thought after Black Panther 2, well, what would be next? The storyline. I missed the old Black Panther. It wouldn't be the same. It's looking like that they're going the variant route. I think they're going to find a variant and bring him back. Wouldn't be shocked if Shuri has been searching for one. And that's because so theory that I have is that when they bring up the multiverse to Shuri, she's already steps ahead of everyone because she's been trying to find a multiversal variant of T'Challa to come to Wakanda and rule. That's my theory. Now, welcome to frickin' Derry season finale. Did you watch the whole thing yet, bro, or no?
Yes.
Okay, so out of 10, first off, where do you guys rank the series? Don't give me an explanation, but let's talk about your rankings out of 10. Carter, out of 10. Or sorry, out of 5. 5 is easier. Out of 5.
Out of 5. I would say 3.5.
Dallas,
The season itself or the finale?
the season itself.
I would say 3.
I'm also going 3. Out of 5, season finale.
I'd have to say like 4.5.
Dallas, season finale.
3.5.
I'm going 5. I'm going 5. If we're talking about the final episode of the season. So, Dallas, I want you to give me your whole entire review of this season and of the finale and kind of what your thoughts are for the future, because we know that they're going back, or if they're going back in time.
Why me first,
even more?
Bro?
Because you're the controversial one. You're the one that gets all the views on TikTok, aka Stranger Things. So, how do you feel about it?
This show has redeemed itself a little bit. All right. I'm not going to say that it's a great show, because I think for a great show, it has to have some fundamental things like good acting. I think the acting has genuinely ruined this show. And that's not something that they can save. But what they can do is just get better actors. And I'll tell you this. If Welcome to Derry had better actors, it would have been 4.5 out of 5 to a 5 out of 5. Because genuinely, like, it had pretty decent pacing. Pacing was a little off at times, but it had decent pacing. It had some engaging storylines-ish. Oh, I had some engaging storylines. I would say the character arcs were missing. And I would say that, like, the lore, like, the way they explained it was genuinely, like, just exciting. It was very good. It was exciting to see them explain Pennywise more. Like, we want to see that. And the way they played with it, the way they took it was very interesting, because if you don't know, like, Stephen King, he bases his lore loosely off of H.P. Lovecraft and Lovecraftian lore. If you know anything about that, you know his whole universe is based on these Cthulhu beings, which are all powerful and creatures of chaos who have no regard for humanity whatsoever. And he uses it as this character, while also the way that Stephen King does it a little bit differently is that he humanizes his villains just a little bit more. And you see that in the way that they bring in the Bob Gray concept. And I think it's just genuinely it's really disappointing that they couldn't find better actors. It is. Because genuinely, like, the finale was fire. You know, a few tweaks here and there, a few stuff, but it was fire. I would say it was a very good finale. It makes me want to watch season 2, but then I just, I see all the clips of Will, and I just never want to watch the show again. So, but other than that, I mean, Skarsgård is one of the best actors of our generation. He shows that in the way that he portrays Pennywise. I'm excited for more Pennywise. Just give me better actors, and you have yourself a show. Oh, and also, whoever directed, you said the dude from It directed the last episode of It, Welcome to Derry, right, Stevie?
Andy Muschietti, yep.
Yeah, he needs to direct the entire show. Whatever directors were in the beginning, yeah, kick them off. We don't need them. Like, what's the point?
By the way, he's directing Batman too, so.
Yeah.
So It, Welcome to Derry, the season finale, you could just tell it was on a whole nother level. Those other guys didn't know what they were doing when they were obviously acting, casting, coaching, and, whatnot. So, yeah, I'm excited for next season, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, so that's the only reason why I'm like at like a 3.5 for like the whole season is it's mainly just because of like it's mainly child acting. It's not really the adults. Like I think Dick Halloran was probably the best, besides Pennywise, of course. Like was probably the best character in the season. Um, and I love that they used Dick Halloran in this season, like especially like connecting like The Shining and Doctor Sleep into this. It was like it was very good. Like being able to see Dick use The Shining and everything, like, and especially in the season finale of him like toying with Pennywise, like we have never seen Pennywise like genuinely like freaked out by something ever until the season finale.
What just happened, bro?
Yo, Pennywise got him, bro. We're gonna see like a red balloon pop up.
Hiya, Dallas and Stevie.
Got your friend here.
Gotcha. Yo, bro, Joel Whiplash.
This is what happens when you talk crazy on the Big P.
Yo, he said, "Yeah, guys, show us." Bro just vanished like Batman. All right, I'm just gonna give my opinion while I'm right here. I think that Welcome to Derry is a really good show. I really enjoyed it, and I think the last 2 episodes were probably the best. Let me just kick him so he can rejoin. I think the last 2 episodes, bro, of Welcome to Derry was probably the best. You know what I mean? I think that the first 2 episodes weren't really, or I think the first few episodes have really good moments, but as we all agree, the child acting is what turned it off for a lot of us. Marge was probably my favorite child actor throughout the whole entire thing. The actors that played Marge, I think she did a really great job. And I wanted to talk to you about the ending. So in the ending, oh wait, Carter's back. Okay, Carter, can you resume where you're at? You just blacked out like the Batman. So,
bro, no, it's because my headphones died, and when my headphones died, then my stick and screen goes black.
Oh, you're all good. Hey, go ahead, bro.
Did Pennywise get you, bro?
Yeah, he low key probably did. but I forget where I was at. I think I was talking about the finale of like when Pennywise was like genuinely freaked out by like Dick Halloran like playing, like he was literally toying with him. And then the even funnier part was when Pennywise got up, which was the best acting like scene of the whole show. When Pennywise got out of that bed, grabbed dude by his neck and said, "What are you talking about? I'm a god. I am an eater of worlds." Like, and then immediately just him slaps him, bro. Like, bro, when I tell you, I started crying when they did that. And then immediately after, I forget, it was when the military people started showing up to go grab Dick. He was like very like, then he started to notice, like he saw like the black hand on there. You're a child. He saw a black hand on there on the bed. And then he was like, wait a minute. And then that's when he was just like, oh, like as soon as he started saying, "Oh, Dickie," I was just like, "Oh gosh, bro." Nah, I chill. But
Tricky Dicky.
But nah, like as soon
Yo,
as
we were watching that. I was crying, bro.
Bro, as soon as he started saying that, I was just like, bro, he's about to Skarsgård is about to give us a legendary Pennywise right now.
No, that the way he ran to them when they were trying bro said.
bro, I was dying.
So
I'm like,
aura. It's not even funny, bro.
Because I'm like, any other time he runs towards people, like it's like that whole like he's like shaking his head and everything. He's like running really fast towards people, but like the one time where he genuinely has to go get the kids,
bro, is just dancing, bro,
frolicking. Like he's in flowers.
Bro,
like,
that show was hilarious, bro.
And then even
so
funnier
funny.
thing was when what was his name? When Rich was running past him, holding up the middle finger at him.
Dude, that pissed me off so bad. Oh my goodness. Them bringing Rich back and like the final kid to like help the kids and place the final. Like,
it was his spirit though. It wasn't his actual body.
I don't
They didn't even
care.
see him.
Even worse.
They didn't even
But
see
he
him.
was also like the most favorite kid out of all of them. You can't even deny
And for
that.
some
No,
odd
no.
reason,
I like
he
Marge.
wasn't funny. He wasn't.
Really?
I think Marge is the best. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
Rich was
Marge-
so kind of like.
Yeah. Marge is definitely like the best character. Well, she had the most
Nothing
depth.
about Rich was funny, bro. Nothing about him was like compelling. I don't know.
It's
why
not
they
about
did
him
that.
being funny. Well, why is this about him being
There was nothing
funny?
about his character.
I mean,
that was
like
compelling.
he was a good
Like,
kid, and that was about
died.
it.
Like,
Bro,
bro,
but
he
it's the
died.
fact-
Okay, bring
it's the
back all
fact
the other
that he
dead
didn't-
kids.
He didn't die because of Pennywise. Like he died because of a fire. Like
Nobody cares.
all the other kids
He
were
still died.
just had skill issues at that point because they just died to
Don't
Pennywise.
die in the fire, then, you idiot.
Like me personally, I'm not dying
over
to
a girl
Pennywise.
over elementary school love, bro. Like it's survival of the fittest at that point. Like you're either
Okay.
cook or be cooked. Cook or
Bro,
be cooked. Like what are you talking
Bro
about?
was trying to play Superman. You put her in the stinking. Well, no, because the fire fell and blocked off the entryway. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
no,
cooked.
It's yeah, like no, I love you. I'm gonna sacrifice. No, man, get out of here.
Well, bro, they had no
Now
choice.
Now
but,
Spirit's gonna come back and like dance past Pennywise, run past Pennywise and finally and help the kid. Like, please, bro. Give me something, bro.
So one of the things that I kind of learned is that like Derry, like it's like a loop, bro.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people keep saying that Derry is cursed, but it's really trapped. You know what I mean? And like throughout the season, like we keep seeing these patterns, right? Of like children like disappearing, right? The adults kind of ignore it, and then we see like that, and we see that the violence of Pennywise is echoing, right? And the key detail is that like these events they don't repeat, but they're echoing backwards, right? And in the season finale, we see that Marge and Pennywise have a conversation where Pennywise brings up her future. Like he's like, yeah, like I know you have a son. Your son kills me. You know what I mean? So I'm here to try to like, fix that from happening. But it's not like, and this is where like I want to see like what you guys' explanation of and see if I'm like on the right track here. It's not like Pennywise is time traveling. It's like he's omnipresent. It's like he's like experiencing the future at the same, like as he's going along, he's learning more about the future and he's changing his acts. You know what I mean? Like, does it come off like that, or do you guys think he's like time traveling back and forth, or do you think that we're like he's looking at what his future self is doing and he's like, oh, here's what happens. I need to actually change that.
So I personally think he's time traveling. Like I think that in every single season, what's going to happen is that we are going to continue to get him keep going back in time. He's going to go back to 1935, and then he's going to go back to 1908. I think that's next. We are going to see the mob fight in 1935 and then the industry plant fire in 1908. And we're just going to he's going to keep going back and back. And I think he's going to succeed in the 1908 one. And I think we are going to get an It Chapter 3 later on down the line of him 27 years into the future of It Chapter 2.
So here's a question, boys. Do you think that the whole last episode wasn't supposed to happen, and in the original timeline, the barrier stone never gets removed? Doesn't it seem like that wasn't supposed to happen? That the movie was just supposed to end right there?
You talking about the movie
or the show? The show, like the whole season finale, doesn't feel like it was supposed to happen.
So
it feels like it should have ended on episode 7.
So you think that it should have ended after Pennywise taking Will with the deadlights?
I think Pennywise coming back out was a calculated move by Pennywise. Like, because he's seeing what's happening in the future. I think he's changing of like what he's doing. Because he can see the future. Because the whole last episode to me feels like it wasn't supposed to happen. And then he just deadlights a whole entire like school of kids. And the other question, why did he make the seniors go home, but he did the deadlights to all of the other kids?
Because they explained that one. It's because the kids are more impressionable. Like the older you get, the less impressionable like you become. So it talks about how he just dolls the adults. He like it's like in Percy Jackson where the mist, where like the adult like can't really see past the mist and the monsters. Like he kind of does that to adults, but the kids, the young ones, are where he plays with them.
Yeah, he easily deadlit Leroy though.
He did.
Yeah, well. Yeah, it's not that he can't do it to them. He just doesn't see the need for it, it seems.
Also, that army guy, he's an idiot, thinking that Pennywise was going to just let him walk.
Bro.
Like, come on, dog.
He went up to him. First off, I'm not. If I see him in that form, bro. First off, I'm not walking up to him in the first place. But like, especially
Bro
in
was
that
talking
form,
to him.
like,
I'm here to save you.
He walked up to him. He said, "We are on the same team here." No, we're not, buddy.
Dude,
like I'm telling you,
I was crying. When
like,
Pennywise started sniffing, I was like, "Oh, bro's cooked, bro."
bro, he sniffed and then he started walking away. And at first, I was like,
I remember you.
I was like, oh, he's chilling. And then immediately he was just like, oh, like I remember you from back in the day. Like, so I wonder, are we gonna get the general in the next season? Like as a younger guy, as a younger kid?
I don't know, man.
No, I think he's older than that. I think he might be in the 1908 one, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, maybe, but like even if that's the case, like we may get him again later in later seasons because like clearly this is not Pennywise's first time running into him. Like he already knows about him. Granted, he's a lot
but he's
smarter
been
than
hunting him
we
down
think,
all these. But and the army guy was hunting him down all these years too, though.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the thing. The army guy, like we searched it up on Sunday about Derry and everything. When you leave Derry, then your memories start to fade. But when you come back to Derry, your memories are always like they come back to you. So my thing is like he knew about Pennywise this whole time, clearly, because he started a base in Derry, like for Pennywise. So like at that point, like, is he like so he's been thinking about Pennywise this whole time.
Yeah,
Like,
but and to add on to that, right? Think about this. Pennywise is acting less in this last episode like a predator reacting to prey, and he's more. And it seems like he's like a chess player correcting their mistakes. Because throughout the season, he avoids confronting. He avoids Leroy a lot, and he avoids confronting certain people. He also like nudges specific characters, and like he also allows events to unfold. You know what I mean? And like what I am realizing is like Pennywise knows how this timeline ends, and so the finale frames him not as hunting blindly, but he's maintaining a preferred outcome. And I think, and I think like the way that Pennywise wanted things to go, he would have got his outcome. It's almost like someone like replaying like a level in the game, you know what I mean? And they're just adjusting their path to avoid losing, you know? And that's what brings me to the Marge confession scene. Because when Pennywise is speaking to her, he's not trying to scare her, but he's telling her about her son, right? A son that doesn't even exist yet, but Pennywise isn't guessing. Like, this isn't like, you know, it's not like he's trying to tell a probable situation. He's remembering, you know? So yeah, it's like she's being told something that Pennywise already witnessed, which means that his consciousness, right, is not moving forward. It's drifting backward through a timeline he already consumed. And this, to me, recontextualizes how cruel Pennywise is, because he's not just feeding, but he's like correcting continuity as the show was going on itself. And that's what makes this show so freaking weird to me. It's so different, you know?
Yeah. They definitely did hit the mark on like different in a show. Like this might be like the best horror show that has ever come out. Like it's just so different.
The glaze that I just hear coming from you is just, oh my God, it's actually abysmal. Hush your mouth.
Bro.
I mean,
the best horror show.
What else is better than it?
What other, you have not watched a horror show in your life? Bro, Stranger Things as a horror show is better than It Welcome to Derry.
Stranger Things is not a horror show, bro. Let's be real here. It's not a horror show.
Hold on one second. And to add to this lore deep dive, because I'm really thinking about this now. Like, so Pennywise, what if Pennywise is going backwards because he's dying, right? So in cosmic horror, just kind of thinking about it, a being like it, like they don't always get destroyed. Like, what if he's not getting destroyed, but he's unraveling? So like the losers wounding Pennywise in the future may have done more than hurt him, and they may have even destabilized Pennywise's place in time. So, what does a cosmic entity do when it starts to fade? It retreats backwards. You know what I'm saying? So he's retreating backwards, and so what Pennywise is retreating to, which is why I think we are. So I think all of these timelines matter. The reason why they matter, I think each timeline that he hits a point where he was the strongest. It's a point where the fear was pure and where the resistance was weak. And I think Welcome to Derry is telling us that Pennywise is reinforcing his past to prevent the eventual end. And yeah. That's kind of my thoughts.
I like the idea of like an omniscient Pennywise. I think, like I said, I think it really does play into the Lovecraft side of Stephen King's lore that he plays with. Not a lot of people like know Lovecraft in his lore, but the way that he portrays the gods as like all-consuming forces of just nature, who they're not exactly. They're evil, but in like a detached, like I don't really care about you sort of way. Like they're not, they're not aggressively evil. They just do what they do, kind of thing. And I like how like it takes that and then kind of humanizes Pennywise to a degree. I think it's really exciting. I like the idea of Pennywise rewriting his lore, so to speak. I think it's one of the more creative ideas I've seen in like a TV show. You saying it's one of the best TV horror shows ever is an atrocious take. I mean, it just shows your lack of depth. But other than that, I mean, I think it's a great idea.
I mean, I'm not really a horror show fan. I just think that the lore itself is just beautiful. You know what I mean? This idea of like he's correcting it as he's going along. I think it's very interesting because it's just different in the way that like an example, like someone like Kane the Conqueror. He just has multiple variants that go around and do this, right? So it's not the same person, but he's like experiencing things and then changing them. It's just weird. It's super weird in a good way. Okay, so let's get to Stranger Things. They dropped a new trailer. Did you guys watch it?
No.
Dude, bro. L host, bro. L host.
I don't watch trailers. I don't spoil shows for myself. You dweebs.
All right, so go on mute and watch it. Real quick. Because you were the hater. And then we have to address, and then, question. Do you want to address the comments first before we talk about this? You say yeah? Oh, he's watching it. Okay, so Carter, how did you feel about the Stranger Things trailer?
I mean, there wasn't really a lot to it, really. Like, it wasn't, like, anything crazy. I mean, I will say, I do love that sticking Nancy is on top of a truck with the biggest gun she could probably find and just flailing on just people. I just love that scene. I think that's just like the best scene that was in the trailer. Another thing at this point, I think Steve and Dustin are going to die, which is sad. I didn't want to see Steve leave. I'm not going to lie. I was a huge Dustin fan before the season started. Now I just don't really like him much. But that's mainly it. Like, there's nothing crazy with this trailer. Like, I'm just excited for next week, to be honest with you. I'm just excited to see the next 3 episodes and then excited for New Year's Eve to come so that I can watch the final episode so we can finish off this great and wonderful season that we have in season 5.
Y'all trying to rage bait me? Like that's what's happening? Oh, rage bait. Because we all know, like you just don't know ball. So you think this season is great and wonderful.
I think the comments say otherwise.
Yeah, so you can join a world full of idiots. If everybody jumped off a bridge, would you jump off with them, Carter?
Yes.
Like, come on.
If you, well, honestly, if you were behind me yapping, I just might. Hey, go ahead, Dallas. How'd you like that trailer?
Yeah, you thought that was funny, right?
How'd you like that trailer? Wait, look. He said, look. He said, I saw that rage bait from a mile away. Go ahead, Dallas.
The trailer was fine. You know, great. We get to see Nancy with a big gun. Hooray! Let's push this theme even more. We get to see Max and we get to see Holly and her Sutton Savory Max, the random girl that picked her up in the woods that she's never seen before. Hooray! So all of the plot themes that they have that just literally make zero sense. Let's just play with those and bring them back and make them even louder than normal. I do think Dustin will die, which is regrettable because Dustin actually used to be a good character before they absolutely ruined him for some odd reason. No clue as to why. Yeah, let's pitch this dark Dustin arc. Completely abandon it midway through, and instead of just continuing it, let's just turn him into a actual piece of human garbage who is disdainful and rude to everyone around him, because that's totally who Dustin is. And then let's turn Steve into this heartbroken yearner who just stares after Nancy and watches everything she does, because that's about as far as Steve has advanced in the past 5 seasons. Terrible. Absolutely garbage. So if they do kill off these characters, low-key, there's nothing much to regret right now with Dustin, because he's not a likable character right now anyway, for some odd reason. I think it's I think it's to soften the blow or whatever, but yeah. So generally,
I have to agree with you on that. Dustin's definitely not likable in the season. Like, he was like literally like one of my favorite characters going into this season. But like after just like the first 4 episodes, like I'm literally like, bro, he's not like, I was like, I don't even bang with him for real no more. Like,
it's bad.
Like he's just not likable anymore. And it's the whole like him trying to beat Eddie and everything, and like as you said, like he's just being rude to people for no reason. Like
they all interact like they hate each other. With Dustin's so much worse.
Yeah.
And like, it just, yeah, it doesn't make sense, because the Dustin that we saw at the end of season 4, who like went up to, like, this dude went to Eddie's dad and was like, "Look, like your son was like after everybody was still cursing his son's name, he didn't know that his son was dead. Eddie went up to him and was like, "Look, dude, your son was it. He was the man." Like, that's the dude who then we see come into like season 5 and is yelling at what's his name, the truck delivery guy. What's his name? Who's yelling at whatever his name is for not delivering the cables that he wants.
Oh my gosh, what's his name? Murr?
Yeah, no. He's yelling at Murr because he doesn't have the cables he wants. That's not who Dustin is.
Yeah. Interesting. So, let's hit these comments. So this is when you were crashing out about Hopper. We have 7 comments. This makes 100% sense what you are talking about. His whole MO is protecting the people he cares about and making the sacrifice play, or being the one walk down the hallway knowing he could get slaughtered. By the way, Extinction said, is Vecna of... Wait, let me just go to the beginning. The trailer just shows something big and stupid is about to happen, or Vecna just kills everyone and ends the show for good. Is Max gay, or is she gonna go for maybe Miles Morales one? she's just hiding around.
They're talking about Lucas.
Yeah, she's just hiding around a bunch of rocks chilling. But why is Vecna scared to go in? Did something effed up happen to Vecna?
Oh yeah, you don't know that?
When he was in the cave before Max and Holly, is Vecna a victim? Do you have an answer to that or no?
He's 100% a victim to something.
Yeah, he's a victim, yeah.
But like, I still stand true to my theory, just that I don't think Vecna's the actual victim here. I just think he's getting ready for something. But yeah.
Okay, now
I think something bigger in the Upside Down is after him as well.
Yeah,
like, to your point, Carter.
All right, he
said that it does make sense that like the Mind Flayer would it be after Vecna as well.
Yeah. All right, he said, but what does that cave mean?
I can explain the cave.
Yeah.
You said what?
I can explain the cave.
All right, explain it. Go ahead.
So basically, the cave was when El first trapped. What's his name? What's Vecna's name? Henry. When El first trapped Henry in the Upside Down, the cave was one of the first places he ended up, and that was where like he met the Mind Flayer. We don't know what happened, but whatever his experience was enough to turn him into like Vecna.
Yeah, the
It's
Mind
enough to,
Flayer
like,
basically gave him powers and made Vecna his general.
yeah. And so that's where that whole transformation process happened, which was that cave, which was why you saw Vecna was so hesitant to then go into the cave and, be touched on again by the Mind Flayer.
What great vocabulary. Okay. All right. Next comment here. When you were crashing on about Hopper, he's not all about returning back to his loved ones. He's about protecting them. He is a dad first and foremost, and it's what they keep touching on the most out of anything. I am a dad. He's acting like I would. If there's a chance he can take out Vecna, he will to save those he loves.
Yeah, first of all, that was
Hold on. Hold on. I'm not done. He also knows he is powerless compared to L. Is he talking about 11? He could never do the amount of damage that she could, and he knows this. He isn't always wise. He's emotional. The wise call would be to take his time and attack smart. That's not Hop. His heart is giant, even though it was buried for a long time. And now that he sees Elle as a daughter, he will look for even just a chance at protecting her.
That
What is
was
your answer to
the
that?
dumbest take I've heard in a minute. First of all, nobody cares that you're dead. Nobody asked. Like, don't try to bring yourself into the problem. Yeah, I would do that. Nobody asked what you would do. You'd probably jump over a bridge if everybody else said to do it too. Like, let's not bring yourself into this stupid conversation. Number two, you just said Hopper's emotional and doesn't think. Hopper has been the most rational character since season 1. You actual diptard. That's how I can tell you that you haven't watched the show.
Yo.
Yeah, you're trying to tell me Hopper, who was the only rational one when it came to the whole, when they thought that they had contained it in Hawkins, when they thought the lab was the extent of it all, when, Joyce was being irrational, crazy Joyce, as it has been in every single season. Hopper was the only rational one who was like, we need to think this through. We need to plan this. Hopper's escape from the Russian gulag, planned, rational. Every single move Hopper has been making has been articulated. You're talking about a man who isn't rational, quote unquote, but he managed to hide Elle from the government for how many years now? Don't be an idiot. Pay attention to the show. Don't come up here with this dumb take.
Okay. Next take.
Dumb.
Next disagreement.
Big
Hopper
L.
also had a bullet in him. It was prob his last resort. He didn't plan on using the bomb. He took it as a fail-safe. I would have done the same thing. If you're going into the upside down alone, chances are you might die. So might as well take out as much as you can.
Again, you're not arguing the point that I made, which is that isn't Hopper. I don't care what you would do. Yeah, I would have a fail-safe. I'm not asking you that. I'm saying, is that Hopper? Is that who Hopper's character has been shown to be? This isn't character development. This isn't. You can't say that this is just Hopper's character is growing. No, Hopper's character has completely changed from the rational dude who we see in all 4 seasons to a guy who's ready to strap a bomb on. Who, after we already saw Vecna got freaking burned to death, clobbered, and everything else, they practically did everything they could to this man. So you think Hopper genuinely thinks that he's going to walk in there and blow up Vecna? No,
Right.
Hopper's not that dumb.
Yep.
Again, stop trying to insert yourself into this argument.
All right, now I'm going to read like 3 comics in one, okay? He is all about protecting no matter what the cost. This person agreed with you, agreed the bomb was bad writing. In my opinion, it made no sense. 2 comments that we're just going to combine that don't agree, I think. Hopper doesn't know that. He knows the older kids told him that a shotgun, a Molotov cocktail, and an axe almost killed Vecna. So in his mind, a bomb will wipe him out completely. He has the knowledge that Vecna gets close to he has the knowledge that Vecna gets close to everyone he kills. So he knows that if Vecna gets close, he may be able to grab the button and take care of the issue, preventing anyone else from getting hurt. And then I'll just read the last comment. No, I do not agree. No, I disagree completely. Hopper is still very suicidal, and him bringing a bomb in case 11 goes out of commission is part of who he is. He will protect her until he can't anymore.
He went with the bomb without 11. There was no 11 being out of commission. He didn't even bring 11 on the mission in the first place, if you remember correctly, which, you would know if you watched the show. He went into it with the bomb on him. Like, he went into it with the bomb on him. He left 11 behind. That was his plan all along. Number 1. Number 2, what was the other things they said about something you said caught my interest. Something about Can you repeat that?
That Hopper doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Hopper doesn't know that. He knows just to stop me when you want me to stop. Hopper doesn't know that. He knows the older kids told him that a shotgun, a Molotov cocktail, and an axe almost killed Vecna. So in his mind, a bomb will wipe him out completely. He has the knowledge that Vecna gets close to everyone he kills. So he knows that if Vecna gets close, he may be able to grab the button and take care of the issue, preventing anyone else from getting hurt.
Yeah, see, Vecna doesn't get close to everyone he kills. That's also part of the lore. Vecna kills people through other people and through other things. That's, also not true. So I don't know where they got that from, number one. And number two, he already doesn't think L, who has psychic powers, is enough to kill Vecna, right? But he thinks a explosion that he thinks that his explosion is going to kill him. Like, no other help. I genuinely, I don't have any other way to explain it. This isn't who Hopper is, which is, I think people, when they're commenting on this thing, are missing the entire point of the argument, and they're focusing on the bomb and why the bomb is bad writing or good writing. I don't really care so much about the bomb. The bomb is more of an indication of where they have Hopper's character at the moment, and it just doesn't fit with who Hopper is. And not a single person has addressed that in these comments.
Now, here's the post that pissed off everybody was when you talked about what's called a Robin and Will's dynamic.
I wonder why. well. The comments on that one had me crying, bro.
All right, now this is from Spicy Weiss. Not everyone needs a podcast.
Yeah,
the comment got 9 likes. And then I commented, "Is he bugging in this video?" ? We're all laughing emojis. Okay. Next one. Well, who else will have those conversations with him if not the one person who can relate to him?
Nobody. The conversation wasn't needed.
With there being hints at time manipulation, I would wait to judge before seeing the full season. I have a feeling some of these things will be explained. Maybe not all. The writing is imperfect, but some.
What does that have to do with Will and Max and what's her name's conversation?
The whole that's the whole show, but art copies life, so it's kind of natural.
No, it doesn't. That's the entire point of art. It doesn't have to copy life. Hence why we have shows such as Stranger Things, because things aren't crawling out of my ceiling and eating me in the middle of the night. Dipped hard.
Another person commented, "Who's going to tell him this is not tough?"
All right.
And look,
wait, read the one.
That's what it's a SpongeBob meme.
Read the one comment where the dude try to insert himself into the comment.
I'm gonna read every single one. That's pretty natural. It would make sense. The one other gay character in the show would peep the other character being in the closet. She's the one character that were in that position herself.
Y'all are ignoring the entire point of what I was trying to say. The conversation wasn't needed in the first place. I don't.
They
care
said,
how
and it's in the
went about
80s. Like, come on, that would probably be the only person Will would trust with coming out for the first time.
Again, nobody cares. That's not crucial to Will's storyline. Like, that's what people aren't understanding. It hasn't come into play until like literally the third or fourth season. We didn't even know it. We could like suspect all we want. We didn't know it. And then when it did come into play, they were like, "Oh yeah, Mike has a girlfriend." Moving on.
Sorry to tell you this, big dog, but that's literally the experience of most gay kids before. Another gay person will clock them as gay and have a conversation about it. They then may or may not become a sorcerer. Wait, what?
Yo.
Yo, this comment had me crying.
Wait. What does a sorcerer mean?
Dude, that comment had me crying. Like, at first, I was ready to, like, I was going to respond. That was going to be the one comment I was going to respond to.
Yo,
and then I saw
wait,
the
bro,
end,
wait.
I was like, oh, no, this has to be trolling.
Wait, bro. Someone commented. They said, "Cool. Keep it out of shows." Someone commented under that. Oh, God. last two. Bro just hating to hate. And then the last one, Will's plot line is to accept who he is regardless of how other people feel. His problems with homophobia in a direct parallel to his literal magical awakening, whoa, where we see the emergence of his powers. Oh, both ideas. Bro said a gay Doctor Strange. Oh my god,
Dude.
y'all are wild. Okay, let me just keep reading this. Okay, both ideas hinge on the idea of feeling like a monster in your own skin. The obvious one Vecna has planted the seed inside of what, yo, this sounds crazy, which he must accept to gain his powers. Similarly, his gay panic. A gay panic is crazy. Similarly, his gay like these comments are crazy. Similarly, his gay panic makes him feel like a monster in his own skin to those around him. This is shown very early on within the first 10 minutes of Will going missing. His mother and Hopper allude to the idea of him being gay and being called the F word at school. Oh gosh. Therefore, it doesn't detract from his plot line, but adds to it. His plot
No, it doesn't.
His plot line with his mother in his eyes is more of a B plot than a plot, but directly ties into the same ideas that she can't always be there to protect him, so he has to learn who he is and how to handle and hold himself on his own. That's the gap.
Yo, nah, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
The Extinction antagonist guy is killing me, bro.
Yo, I just
Dude,
never heard the word.
I'm not gonna
gay
lie to you,
panic
bro.
before.
That had to be one of the most yappiest L takes I've heard in a minute. First of all, nobody thinks of Will as a monster in his own skin. We all just think of him as a weirdo who crashes out every 5 seconds when he doesn't get attention. Seeing a vision or something. Like, nobody thinks of him as a monster in his own skin. Except when he actually has proven himself to be a freaking weirdo monster. Like when he's skitzing out. Nobody's thinking, oh, Will is a monster in his own skin because he's gay. Like nobody cares about that. Nobody even knows it except for him and Robin. So why are you trying to make it such a big plot point as if everybody knows it? You're missing the entire point, which is nobody else knows it. Except for him, Robin, and Jonathan, who I think assumes it or guesses it. Like, dude, like let's not try to blow things out of proportion and make it seem as if it's the like pivotal thing on which Will's character relies on. No, Will's entire character revolves around this. Will she, won't she let him go around Joyce, which is why Joyce is such an important character. Will's entire important plot line is him finally getting the freedom to help his friends, or him finally getting freedom away from his mother. A part of that is going to be him discovering who he is, whatever that may look like. But at the same time, let's not make it a aggressive, like thrown in your face, terribly written, boom, here it is, conversation with Max. Because it doesn't matter. It didn't matter. And it didn't. There was more important conversations to be had in that moment than that conversation.
Okay, bet. All right. Now, we have 2 more topics left and we're out of y'all hairs for tonight. Let's talk about Percy Jackson season 2, episode 1 and 2 review. I know, Dallas, you didn't see it yet, but Carter, you and I both saw it. How are you feeling, bro, about Percy Jackson season 2 so far? Those first 2 episodes.
Better than season 1 already. It's very I like it a lot. It's especially just how they did what's his name? Tyson. How they did Tyson, like, looks great. Like him with the one eye Cyclops thing he got going on, like it looks great. And I think the whole them doing like, oh, Percy can't go on the trip or go on the quest because like it's not with the prophecy, like it doesn't go along with it, like that's incredible. And the fact that yet we're getting Percy being like, you know what, you're not going to tell me why I shouldn't go, I'm going to go either way. Like, and I am so excited because now they're going out into the sea. Now they have to go find Grover. They're going to go into the Sea of Monsters. Like, Luke, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Luke. But I would say overall, I think the first 2 episodes are pretty good. And
his edginess is cringe.
Yeah. And like the whole what was it? Oh my gosh. The whole like gladiator little like trolley thing race that they did. I forget what they
You
call
mean
it.
the chariots? Not a trolley. It's called a chariot.
Chariot.
Oh my lord, you're illiterate.
I don't want to hear it, Tony Hawk. Either way, yeah, but like
at least I know what a chariot is.
like the chariot part, like I really like that. That was like
Yeah.
a very fun, like very campy like scene. Like it was just a very fun scene to watch, and especially like it had like actual like lore behind it because Annabeth was trying not to have Percy win it so that he couldn't get the quest. And then of course, oh my gosh, what's her name?
Annabeth?
Coryllis, right? Or oh my gosh, what's her name? It's the other girl. I forget her name.
Hold on one second. It's Hephaestus kid, right? Or it's Ares.
Ares
daughter.
kid, yeah. Ares' daughter.
What's her name? I got it. Is it Clarice? Clarice.
Clarice, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Clarice, she, and like her being, of course, like selfish and continuing to finish the race while everybody else is getting attacked. And of course, Percy and Annabeth and all of them are just like, you know what? No, forget the race. We are going to continue to try and figure out a solution to get all of these crows out of here. Like, I love that. And especially because we all know she's a very selfish person because she thinks that she is better than everybody else. She's just so cocky. And I just love the fact that they fully played into her cockiness.
Yeah. What I love about these first episodes is they rushed to get him to Camp Half-Blood. They treated it like it mattered, and that's what was most important to me. Because when I first saw it, I said, "Man, I don't want to be in New York for long. Let's get to Camp Half-Blood as fast as possible." And that's what happened. I loved it. They didn't take too long to onboard Tyson. Rick Riordan, understand that the fans know who he is. Let's just get the show on the road. All that stuff I love. I think that Percy looks good. So Walker Scobell's growing fast, man. Like season 1, he looks like a child. Season 2, I'm like, this kid is growing so quickly. So they really need to knock out these seasons, which I'm sure season 3 is already done. And Daphne Keene's in that season. But I'm really excited about that. But I really do love I think the chariot race was super cool. I think that the color grading of cameras is just 10 times better than what we saw in season 1. It seems like Rick Riordan finally got comfortable and finally found, like, I guess what's the word? He found what he needs to do in this show for it to be successful. But the one thing that I love is how Annabeth, because like Clarice was considering bringing Percy on their quest, and then Annabeth whispers in her ear, and then Annabeth says no. And I wish that they played on that a little bit more. Obviously, we know that him and Annabeth end up coming back together, and they end up leaving Camp Apple. They almost get killed by their freaking camp, headmaster or whatever. But I love all that they're doing. One thing that they're doing with Percy Jackson is what Power Rangers Dino Thunder did very well, is that they're not playing down to the audience. So like, yes, this show is for kids to an extent, for younger people, but they're not avoiding the violence of the culture of Olympus and like the culture of just demigods. And that's what I love. Just like Bull was really trying to kill Percy, bro, on that boat, you know? And one thing I loved was the conversation with Hermes, right? Is there Hermes? Yeah, with Hermes and Percy. I love how Hermes calls him cousin. You know, they're talking like he's a part of the family. He's not really flexing on him, but he also was like, "Yo, like, do you like?" The one thing that he told Percy was like, "Yo, don't give up on family. Like, I get that Luke is tripping, but you can't give up on your family." I love that part because sometimes when you read the Percy Jackson books, you forget that him and Luke are cousins. You know what I mean? Like, you just forget it, because it's such a violent situation. So now I do wonder how that's going to be when we get to him and Annabeth's romance. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro's kind of hooking up with his cousin to an extent. But, topic for another day. But we'll have to see what happens with that.
We're also talking about Olympus here, and we're talking about Greek gods and all that. So they're pretty used to that stuff, sort of.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty on par, you know.
Yeah, it's not something we haven't seen before.
Normalized, you would say.
Very, very much so.
Maybe in Game of Thrones, it's like, yo.
Basically Alabama at this point.
And honestly, like, I'm low-key, like, I'm not saying I'm for it, but like.
Yeah, just stop.
Stop talking, bro.
Just stop.
I don't know what you're about to say, but but yeah. So I love everything, and the next episode comes out tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
At what time? You know?
I do
9?
not know. Hold on, let me see.
I think tomorrow at 9 p.m. it comes out. That's what I'm thinking.
Percy Jackson episode.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow at 9 p.m. it drops. I forget.
I don't. Where is it? No, it's tomorrow at 3 a.m.
Yeah, because it drops at 3 a.m. our time, 12 o'clock West Coast time.
And it drops. Yeah, it drops at midnight, 12
so I'm gonna
so
stay up
3
all night.
a.m.
So I'll be staying up all night to watch it. Okay, bet. So that's good. And then we have the last topic of the night, which is Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson are confirmed to appear in the Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. Now, let's talk about everything we know about this project, and then I want to hear you guys' opinion. So they are reprising their roles. The nature of the appearance is because the film is a prequel set 24 years before the original story. This during the 50th Hunger Games, their appearance is expected to be in a flash forward or epilogue in the novel. And adult Katniss and Peeta appear in the epilogue to help Haymitch record his history. So the plot is the story centers around the 50th Hunger Games, also known as the Second Quarter Quill. In this edition, the Capitol implemented a deadly twist. Twice as many tributes, 48 total, were selected to battle for their lives. And the narrative follows a 16-year-old Haymitch Abernathy as he navigates the arena's horrors to become District 12's second victor. Now, what are you guys' thoughts on the whole entire Hunger Games franchise in movie form?
I thought Haymitch was the first victor.
As it says right here, no. He's going to become District 12's second victor.
Oh, all right.
But what are you guys' thoughts on the Hunger Games franchise in the live action movie form? Like, do you like it? Do you think it's trash?
Just first house.
Somebody talk. Go ahead.
I like the Hunger Games series. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really finished like any of the movies. Like I started every single movie and I didn't finish not near a single one. I don't really know why. I wouldn't say they were bad movies. I mean, they weren't very like spectacular. I would just say they didn't really hold my interest. But I'm genuinely excited. I'm excited to see Haymitch because we all know like Haymitch is a boss. Like he's a boss among boss. Like, and if we get to see him like fully go nuts and like if it gets to be as gory and in depth as the book show, we are in for a treat. Because Haymitch, the way like and Haymitch uses knives, so we're just gonna get to see like bloody like close hand to hand combat. Like ooh, I can't wait. But yeah, I can't wait for that.
So I will say I'm on the same boat as Dallas for real. Like I don't really know much about Hunger Games. But like I would say like from what I do know, I am like don't really have an opinion on it. Like it's just very like it's kind of like Avatar in my opinion at this point because it's like we just keep making movies and keep making more and more on this when like be honest with you, off of what I know, people didn't really care about the last one that came out. So it's like
Haymitch is the perfect route to go, though. I think if you want action packed, a lot of violence, he's a savage. I think Haymitch is like the perfect route that you go, and you have a cameo from Katniss and Peeta. That's a pretty big deal too. Really smart move on their part, to be honest.
Yeah, but I don't really want to hear their voices. Like you said, they're gonna help Haymitch tell a story. I don't really want to hear them interjecting, like, "Hey, Haymitch," like, "Shut up." Just keep it with Haymitch. I hope they show Haymitch in all his drunken squalor and stupor. I hope they show him in that side of it as well to see like the effect that the Hunger Games had on him. Yeah, like I said, I don't know who. Do you know who the actor for Haymitch is gonna be?
Yeah, I have it up right here. Hold on, Haymitch. It's Joseph Zada. They already dropped some pictures for it. I can show you guys what this kid looks
That's
like.
Haymitch.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
yeah.
Joseph's out of Hunger Games.
I'm good.
I'm gonna pull up the image right now and put it here. He said
Like
you're good.
Haymitch is not supposed to be some strikingly handsome character. He's supposed to be like an average
That's Hey Mitch right there.
looking guy. Yeah, no. Ugh.
He looks like you a little bit, bro.
Is that supposed to be rage bait? Like,
No,
it was a
for
bad
real.
rage bait. Like Haymitch, like I imagine Haymitch as like I imagine Andor. Like the head dude in Andor. What was his name?
Cassian
Yeah, I imagine him as
Andor.
like yeah. This just to
Look,
me just seems like they
he
just
looks
grabbed,
stiff and
a
cooked.
classically handsome guy, and they were like, "This is gonna appeal to all the female fans."
Yeah. With the Hunger Games movies, I feel like the first two were peak, and then it just took like a big downfall after the first two. You know what I mean? But I love me some Jennifer Lawrence, so I watched them all. That was kind of my thing. I remember when my mom took me to see it, me and my cousin Kyler, and my mom cried. I'm like, dude, come on, dog.
Like maybe they got the looker part right, but it says in the book like he's described with dark curly hair, bright eyes. Is that all? Wait, where's the rest? So maybe like I don't know. Maybe
We'll just have to see what happens. That's the best way. That's the best thing I can say.
Like when you think of Haymitch, I don't know if you guys read the book. When you think of Haymitch, is that what you think of? Like,
no,
is that who you think of?
I think more of. I thought about more of a rugged savage, not a pretty boy.
Yeah.
So
and like District 12 is dirty and grimy. Like, where do you get all this prettiness from? Like, why does he look clean?
Yeah. I mean, because as being a beautiful male myself, you know what I mean? So if they were to cover me, I would want something more rugged, more savage, not to show my full-on prettiness, because I don't want people to think that I'm just this pretty boy that I am, You guys
who
can't
do you
relate.
think you are?
Is the beautiful male in the room with us? Is he on the pod with us? Because I don't see him. Except for myself, of course.
Mid at best.
Yeah. Dallas, you're honestly a solid 2.5, bro.
All right. You're laughing as you're picking your nose.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh man. That's great.
That's great. It's like a grandpa.
Yeah.
So,
that's real funny, man.
So yeah.
Like 2 years.
Nice beanie, bro.
Yo, chill. We getting the cut tomorrow, bro. We getting the cut.
All right, so we're gonna end the show here, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed the show, man. We will not be going live next week because it's if you guys know, we're all at a church and we have Christmas Eve service, so that's where we'll be. Carter plays drums, Dallas and I sing, but we're probably gonna pre-record before and probably just post a video on here, just going over some news and stuff like that. So we'll get something out this week, and I'll be live this Thursday. I couldn't go live last week because I had my baby all day, but I will not. So I'm going live Thursday afternoon, and we're going to cover some more news there. Welcome to the Loreverse live show. Have a great day. Stay crispy and peace out. Do see us. Cash out.
Pieces.